Hello, the internet. It's me, Cameron Dangerous Strip Matter, and we're back at the end of an incredibly exciting point in, dare I say, human history? What am I talking about, you might be asking yourself. What am I going on about that could possibly be worth such celebration? It's the end of Mothership month! I am just now realizing that is the link in the description? I don't even know if it is. It might not be down there. Yes, it is! Mothership month. 30 days or so of 21 different totally exciting third-party publishers have come alongside Tuesday Night Games, the creator of the world's most electrifying sci-fi horror gaming experience, to put out incredible new crime-themed works. And here we are now living on borrowed time. And isn't that true for each of us in some sort of deeply troubling sort of way? But the cool thing is right now, and I haven't actually checked in the last 15 minutes, it could be over. We're running 10 minutes to 10 minutes, and every time anybody backs one of these 21 exciting projects, that timer restarts, and you have 10 minutes until the train shuts down for good. But that's enough for me, because I'm not here alone. If you don't know who I am shocked to know how you got here in the first place, because look, we're a boutique channel. You got to know these things. I'm going to go start left to right here and introduce my illustrious guests, none of whom are strangers to the panic table. So how about this? I will just sort of throw you the ball, Chinook, and you can say a little bit about yourself, your name, what you like to do, and things that frighten you most.
Hell yeah. My name is Chinook Tessera. I am frightened by Cameron's presence.
Good.
I'm part of Many-Sided Media. You can find me on My First Dungeon, or, I do stand-up and other cool, fun stuff. I'm a cool guy.
That's good. If you could just let Chinook know how cool he is in the chat over the course of this, it'll really bolster his play as we dive into the horrifying depths of the void. So just be looking out for our guy as we go. Hannah, what you got, girl?
And I'm also Hannah's mortal enemy. I'll also add that.
Wow.
Yeah. I was actually about to say Chinook. I've seen what you're capable of.
Yeah. It's great.
Stay tuned for Doggy Dog coming out later.
Oh yeah, did we talk about this? 3 of the 4 people here are the cast of our upcoming actual play extravaganza for Mothership. Dog Eat Dog. I was going to keep a secret that Zach is in there, but secret's out. It's all over social media. We snuck Zach in as well. But Hannah... Yeah, we let the dogs out, and also Elliot, who we'll get to. Hannah, tell us about yourself.
Rough.
Hi, I'm Hannah Harper. I'm all over the internet for a multitude of reasons, mostly Centaur Anatomy. You can find me on TikTok, you can find me on Instagram, slowly shifting into YouTube. I stream. Basically, I answer all the dirty little questions that you don't want your FBI agent seeing. I do a lot of actual plays, and I like causing Cameron distress, so that's why I'm here.
We love to see it. Welcome aboard, Hannah. Elliot, more blueberries, Davis. If you have the mic, what do you want to say into it?
Big quotes. I'm Elliot. I am a game designer, also known as More Blueberries Online. You can find my games under that name everywhere. And you can also hear me do this kind of thing, playing games on My First Dungeon or hosting on Talk the Table, also part of Many-Sided Media. And I'm frightened of the dark.
Thanks for playing by the rules. Ooh, yeah, I have like crippling thalassophobia since we skipped over me. I just like getting in the ocean. It zoinks me out. I don't know, man. I'll do it, but under deep duress. I feel like we've missed someone. Is anybody left here in the conga line of behind that extremely handsome person at the end of the row?
Greetings, one and all. I am Zach. I go by Zach William Smith. No H, no K on the end of Zach. Stop that. We don't need any more extra letters. I am efficient, if nothing else. I do actual plays, and I'm on a podcast, a Lord of the Rings podcast, an AU one where they take the Eagles to Mordor called The Unpredicted Party. You can find that on Don Marshall 72's YouTube channel. And I am afraid of the concept of eternity. It's just the worst. I don't want anything to do with it. I like my mortal lifespan, please and thank you.
I think maybe we should not play Mothership and just start to unpack each of these one by one. I want to hold space. here in
Nah.
While
space.
you hold space, can I just stroke your finger, just comfortingly while
Just
you
the
hold
one.
space?
Of Dungeon Club, I see you in there shaking your little tail. I'm trying to make a dog joke here. Everything's been dog themed for a long time. I'll do my best to keep an eye out for people like Super Dylan. Hey, what's up? As you join and chime in with your pithy and trenchant accusations and adumbrations. But we've got an adventure to do, and guess what? At least one of us has never played Mothership RPG before. Who do we think that is? I'll give you a hint. It's the designer of The Time We Have, Rom-Com, Drama Bomb, and such bangers as Project Echo and There's Something Wrong with the Chickens. It's Elliot. It's the guy to my
That's me. I've never played.
left. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's really
please
exciting. I would love Elliot for you to just hear like your 15 seconds on what you expect to get out of a game of Mothership.
I expect to get my feelings hurt in a sort of like I made a character and I think they're gonna have a real bad time.
I'm thrilled because what you're watching tonight is truly a live, almost convention-style one-shot as we knit things together here. We haven't done almost any prep. They know a little bit about the mission that they're about to head into, but other than that, we are flying blind. If you are curious how we are managing things together, I am happy to share that we are using Mothership's Mothership Companion app, which is free for everyone except for the warden running the things, where you can run online sessions together. They are not paying me to say this, and maybe one day they will. But in the meantime, you can do incredible things. They added this absolutely gorgeous interface for navigating maps and seeing people's roles and HP and all of that. So that's how we're communicating with each other behind the screen, and I'm excited to share that with each of you. So we're going to be starting from the top, and I think the best way to do that would be for me to let you know a little bit about the mission you're going to go on, and then we'll roll up our characters. Show of hands from the four of you, because I don't know has everybody rolled up a thingy already? Do we need? Oh, okay. Yeah, fabulous. So I think without further ado, then we shall plunge with our flashlights and our love into serious business. Out in the depths of the immeasurable void, the stars glistening like 1,000 shark's teeth in an open and infinite maw, drifts a ship so large that to stand near it would be to dwarf even the largest person or vehicle or edifice. A really, really big ship that nevertheless here, illuminated by a shockingly bright nearby solar body, looks tiny, ineffective, demure, mindful. I don't know. I think that meme's over. But there's this colony ship, a massive generation ship designed to take resources, people, food, 44,000 people sleeping in cryopods out to the warp gate, out to the edge of space, and on to a brighter new future that their chosen faith has delivered them unto. It drifts, lonely, idyllic, and monitored. Where are they headed? Everybody knows. It's the Abyssal Ore Cluster 143, the edge of known space, and to get there they have to make it to the warp gate. Here in the future, mankind is only able to reach the furthest stretches of the galaxy through something called deeper-than-light travel. But it's not easy going. There are certain patches of space where the warp simply doesn't work for anomalous reasons that we don't quite understand or are unable to quantify. And so these breadths of space must simply be traversed the normal way. However, not everybody needs to spend fuel on this. In fact, this ship, called the Caverns of Tomorrow, is being tugged along by a lone man tugboat craft with just a small amount of crew. Probably, insofar as anyone here would know, like 2 to 3 persons aboard, and their whole job is to, like a tugboat, latch onto this generation ship and just pull them through this dark space called breaker space, where warp technology just doesn't really take. past Sirius, the brightest star in our evening sky, and through the constellation of Canis Major, and ultimately to the Warp Gate. The problem is that this is a dark corner with not too much traffic, and with 44,000 people asleep aboard a massive ship filled with supplies, it could be easy pickings for any number of nefarious interlopers, including the absolute pirate scum we have before us today. That's right, baby. All 4 of these absolutely nefarious nerds are playing the worst people the galaxy has to offer, those who would prey upon the slumbering faithful. So, as much as I love the sound of my own voice and am really into 5-minute monologues, I'm going to hand the mic over to... I'm going to go in reverse and start with Sweet Zach this time, and I would love to hear a little about your character. What is their class? What is their trauma response? And their name? Maybe Trinket and Patch? I don't know. We'll see how it goes here. Zach, do you feel comfy kicking us off?
I believe so. My name is Danny Gunn. Alright, there we go, love. We're gonna be a little bit of a space pirate scum, and that's gonna be all good for everyone, especially me. Now, I am a Marine, although I may have been kicked out of any kind of organized military, but here we are, pirates, one and all. We're all the same, we're all on one level, except I might just be a little bit better fighters than these guys. My trauma response is whenever I panic, every close friendly player must make a fear save. Because, you know, if I'm panicking, you guys probably have reason to panic too.
Outstanding. Every Mothership character is also assigned a patch and a trinket. Zach, is that something you can access quickly down there? Yeah.
Let's see. We have my patch, which is the Apex Predator Sabertooth Skull.
Yeah, that's a totally normal thing.
Absolutely, you know, everyone should have that. And my trinket is a necklace of shell casings, one for every single person I've killed, and it is pretty stacked at this rate.
Son of a gun. Elliot, how about you?
A little bit of a different vibe. I'm Flea, and Flea is just the goodest boy-looking android that you ever did see. He's prim and proper, and he keeps his shirt tucked in. His pronouns are he, they, and his trauma response is that everybody else makes fear responses at disadvantage when I panic, because Flea doesn't really look like he's panicked. He looks kind of unsettlingly thrilled whenever he gets freaked out. So his smile just gets bigger. He gets a little more disconcertingly joyful. His trinket is a ball of various sizes of gauge wire, and his patch is a pinup model. And he also has a pet, which I think is a little octopus, like a little baby octopus.
Ooh, dinner.
Does Flea know he's an android?
Does Flea know he's an android?
Yeah.
Unclear.
Oh, okay.
Hey, and chat, I'm seeing what you're saying in here. I've lowered my volume just a little bit, and I'm going to pipe up everybody else. So, hey, Andrew, good to see you in there. Let me know how that's going. I've tweaked it just a little bit, but let me know if I'm overcompensating, and we'll go from there. So yeah, just cue us in as we go. So we've got Zach the Marine, Flea the Android. Who else are we dealing with tonight, Hannah?
Hi, I'm Benjin. I'm a mechanic, I'm a teamster. I personally really don't like people that much, and my whole shtick is that I tend to hang around androids and synthetics way more than I do actual people. And I spend a lot of time in the crow's nest, just kind of tweaking things, and it's kind of unclear whether or not I'm trying to build my own synthetic army, or I'm just trying to build friends.
Wild. Perfect pirate stuff. Let's talk patch and trinket.
My trinket is a manual on how to treat your rifle like a lady. And my patch, being a mechanic, is keep well lubricated with what I imagine is like a little oil drum.
Benjin puts in the work. I can tell that right away.
He does.
Absolutely outstanding. All right. How about the rest of y'all?
You asshole.
That's one.
Good.
Everybody gets 6 cuss words tonight. I'm really excited about this.
That's
Oh.
tough. I just burned
Yeah.
one.
Gotta
I
use it
know.
wisely.
All right. Hello. I'm Geeta. I'm a scientist, and I'm surrounded by imbeciles. I've been on the ship for a long time, and I've been experimenting on androids a long time. I'm searching for ways to jury-rig them so their warranties, when they expire, they don't die. And on top of that, some other crazy fucked up shit. That's 5. I have 5 left. 4 left. My trauma response is whenever I fail a sanity check, all close friendly players gain 1 stress, because if I'm going insane, so are they. And my trinket is a faded green poker chip, because I always bet on myself. And my patch is help wanted, because these fools are the worst.
I'm absolutely obsessed. Hey, Elliot, I was reading the feedback on the volume feedback when you were discussing
Sure.
if Flea knows Flea is an android. Where did we land on that?
I think we're gonna go with no. I think
Okay.
final choice no.
Totally. So, with that sort of historical question, I also want to bring it in here for a 3-minute group breakdown. Who's in charge? How long have you been together? Tell me about this motley crew, and also what the team calls themselves.
The team calling themselves. We go for any kind of space references. I think we'll go with asteroids. Emphasis on the ass.
Here I was
Yeah.
gonna try and think of like cool names like the Devil's Cut Glass or something along those lines, like a pirate ship name.
we're going
but
for the asteroid.
asteroids.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna go with Gale because of the
Gale?
wind.
Gale.
'Cause
We're just
ship.
called Gale.
Gale,
Gale?
like the name of the
Gale.
ship being Gale.
That's like saying we're a motley crew of pirates. We call ourselves Sharon.
What if we all called it like we all had different names for the ship? We can't agree on it.
No,
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Benjamin
it's
goes out
different
once a
every
week to
time.
redo the name based on what the captain
there's
orders,
like
and it's
a-
constantly changing.
Totally. Like
I
the name
love
of the
that.
ship thing. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, like every time you pull back into the nearest spaceport, which, as we know, is Prospero's dream, and the port authorities get in touch with you, it just kind of depends who's on the mic, who names what the ship is on there. So we have a variety of options on what it should be, ranging from neoclassical to moronic, and I'm really excited about all of that. If we had to ask who is in charge, who would say they were?
Not to pipe to my own horn here, but I do have the most military and life experience, I would say.
I think Geeta's
Feel
actually in
challenged.
charge. But Danny thinks he's in charge.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's probably right. But I don't think Geeta wants to be in charge.
I know Flea
Benjamin
is
is
not in
definitely
charge.
more. Yeah, Benjamin's definitely not in charge. He's a little bit more like a powder monkey situation where he's like running stuff and fixing things down in the hull of the ship, and very rarely comes up top.
Incredible. So it sounds to me like it's sort of a brains versus brawn scenario, depending on what's happening amidst the crew. But generally it works. And so on the ship, that is sometimes the asteroid and is sometimes Gale and or other items. I'm thinking it's mostly just a crappy little boarding craft, a little Corsair's cruiser, short range, just enough to get you from Prospero's dream to the warp gate. Not too far out into space, but just enough to prey upon unsuspecting tourists and slumbering would-be colonists as they go. Before you, on your view screens in your crappy little space scooter which you ride, is the Caverns of Tomorrow, a city-sized generational ship, slumbering, ready to be plucked like a jewel. I want to start us off here as proper thieves and talk about a possible plan of point of entry. I will give you just a little fun tidbit here, and that the reason you're here is because immediately, whoever mans comms on your teams noticed that something has been malfunctioning in the autopilot nav of the ship. Just a small enough blurb for it to not be responding to the standard relays the Warp Transit Authority pipes in as everyone goes to sleep and brings them through. And so, like a wounded antelope separated from the herd, it draws, for now, just your attention as you come out from behind space debris. You don't need to come out from behind something. It's space. It's infinite space. There's so much space. But all that you see before you is this massive ship, and then almost comically in front of it, taut with cable and a weak sort of ribbed umbilical, is an infinitesimally small tug craft with some boosters on the side of it. Its whole job just to be to spend enough fuel to get this thing moving through space. You know that that's probably manned, but otherwise you have a massive ship in front of you with multiple possible entry points, whether that's through the cargo bay and like standard docking area, or if you'd like to figure out a way to cut your way into the side. For our purposes in our adventure tonight, during this heist, I want you to, you will have like standard piracy tools. So you've got welding stuff, you've got cutting lasers, you've probably got a few guns between you and whatever you rolled up in your own inventory. What you don't know what is inside, and a sort of a frisson of excitement passes through all of you as the opportunity of perhaps untold wealth. The cool thing about robbing a generation ship is that they might wake up and not even know much is missing at all. You don't have enough cargo hold to steal a generation ship's worth of resources, whether that's credits or fuel or supplies, just enough to make sure none of you here on the crew of the ship would ever have to worry about anything ever again. So I give it to you, my friends, to think about the journey ahead. We'll just take the next 10 minutes to plan this heist, and to preempt it, I would like each of you to roll a fear save with disadvantage except for Flea, who is the android. And then as they're rolling that, Elliot, I would love for you to cook up for me why you've troubled the rest of your crew here on the approach to the caverns of tomorrow.
Okay.
and if it's helpful, here on the app, you just press that thing that looks like a pip down at the bottom, and or use dice, Hannah. Oh my gosh, busted. But yeah, and then you just click save, fear, etc. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I was just wondering whether or not, what are we rolling the fears? Is it just in preparation for this thing?
Yeah,
Just
like
if you can add any bonuses.
pre-show jitters. So if you have anything here that would apply to an upcoming act of raw criminal ambition, please stack that on and let me know, and then we'll turn the mic over to Elliot for why he's troubled everybody.
Why I've freaked them out, or what
What is it that Flea does that throws everybody off their vibe right at the beginning?
Oh, sure, yeah. I think Flea is doing this thing that he likes to do, where he climbs up and hangs upside down from the ceiling and talks to his pet octopus in a language that he made up.
Yeah, that'll do it. All right,
so he's
team.
just sitting there with an octopus and he's going.
Good.
And the octopus responds.
Am I picturing that you may have also been describing this octopus while I was looking at the volume feedback, which chat, let me know if we're sounding better. But is this a free floating octopus? What's the deal with that?
Free floating. Yeah, sort of like a little sky octopus, little baby
little cuttlefish.
Sky octopus. Mildly psychic. Yeah. Not
Cool.
super intelligent, but mildly psychic.
Synthetic.
Yeah.
Dope. I love that. So you're burbling as the rest of you eye on the prize. Zach, I'll start with you again. How'd that fear save go for you?
Fear save, luckily, I rolled a 40, and my fear is a 41. So by the
Pass.
skin of his teeth, he will look at Flea, and as you want, is Flea doing this in their like quarters, in their little cabin before they?
No,
go?
I think it's in whatever the most public space of the ship is.
He'll definitely be. He'll be right there. So he's gonna walk past, kind of do a double take, I've seen weirder, I suppose, but not an ideal crew for this mission. We'll see.
Well,
how that
hi,
develops.
Danny.
Greetings. You didn't hear any of that, did you? I sometimes monologue out loud.
No, I was talking to Bingo.
Bingo. I thought his name was Leslie.
I don't know why you'd think that.
Incredible.
Well, maybe I'm getting all like scrambled up. I'll be fine. Are you ready to go for this mission?
Sure.
Sure. I need a yes or a no, Flea.
Yes.
Excellent. He'll move on.
Hannah, where is Benjin in your tiny little ship, barely the size of an RV, and what are they doing as they deal with their fear?
Benjamin is underneath the floorboards. He's definitely like built secret paneling underneath that he can like scuttle around the ship without being seen and like pop out. So you guys just see in this very public area, like as two like wooden planks kind of lift up, and you just see this absolutely dirtied face and these like goggles that he lifts up, and he has those like markings around that he's like clearly been like running in soot for a while.
Awesome.
And he looks up, and I imagine that Flea's like right above him.
And you passed your fear
Hey.
save.
I rolled a 16. Is it this at disadvantage? The fear save?
Yes, it is a disadvantage. And in
Yeah, so
Mothership,
I
you're
rolled
trying
a
to roll under your fear save score.
So I initially rolled a 16, and then I rolled again, and I got a 64, which is definitely a failure. So
Yeah.
I imagine that he just looks around, sees nobody, and just feels like something drip on the top of his head, like some oil or something from Bingo. And it's just like
Bingo
something
is
out of the
moist.
ring where it's like hanging on the ceiling. And he goes, ah! Flea! God damn it!
Oh,
And in the midst of
hi,
this-
Benjamin.
Hi, Flea. Hi, Bingo. Could you not hang on the ceiling? I just redid those panelings. You keep ripping them out.
Sure.
Chinook, as the team has this almost rom-com entrance introducing each of the characters, I'm imagining we're seeing the credits of starring Zach William Smith as the gun. The camera pans over to Geeta the scientist. What are we seeing, and how did that role go for you?
Hundo P failed. I think as everyone is, I rolled a 79. As everyone is, everyone is like in the common space where like Danny's monologuing, Flea is talking to his octopus, and Benjin is under the floorboards. Geeta is like very frustratedly like manning the controls by themselves, and is like just like really pissed, really angry, like no one's helping them, and they just go, "Hey Flea, can you stop bothering everybody and just help? Can everyone just shut up and help me steer the frickin' ship, please?"
Oh, sure.
Benjamin goes underneath the floorboards again.
Benjin!
Lee does a drop and flip onto their feet, and then just walks over and immediately goes right where he needs to be and starts helping.
Danny, you done monologuing, big guy? What's up? What's going on? You gonna do something?
Hang on. It was a very, very small thought. You need to calm down, geezer.
It's Geeta. And okay, Danny, what would you like to do?
Well, listen. I spy with my avidly falcon-like eye.
Oh my god, I hate it when you
Generation ship. That
You have
is
a falcon eye?
just Right. Not literally. No, Flea. It's a figure of speech. It shows how. Never mind.
To
I
Flea's
am
credit, you do
looking-
say that a lot.
Zach, can I throw you
Sometimes
a little like tasty morsel for you to like plan what you're about to say? Is this would useful?
By all means.
Yes. So I think you, as the only person, perhaps other than Geeta, thinking like strategically at the moment, you sense before you that there's a few different routes you could take. You know that you have approximately 3 hours to finish this job before they arrive and colonized space again. The question remains, do you do this quick and quiet, come out with less goods, fast and dirty, raise some alarms, maybe get caught on some kind of surveillance, draw attention to yourselves, or some sort of combination of the two? I would say also on that spectrum, the quieter you are, the less lethal this is. You could probably get in, not hurt anybody, and then if you just blow a hole in the side, you risk killing unknown amount of colonists. So I would say here in this space, all of this occurs to this grizzled marine as you eyeball this, and the options are appealing in both directions.
Fabulous. Okay, now listen up, team. As captain of this little rig here, I say we try and do this quiet, like a little space rat, all right? Now, I'm thinking we have about 3 hours before this thing gets back to regular in that little convoy to the warp. So I'm thinking if we can potentially separate its tugboat from the actual ship itself, we have as much time as we need.
Benjen walks in, leaving like a trail behind him, just like Hansel and Gretel steps of just oil and soot. As he kind of moves the goggles. But does that mean that we leave the colonists stranded? Doesn't it give us more problem if we disconnect it?
Someone will eventually be along to rescue them, I'm sure. But it significantly makes it easier that we're not on such a time crunch, is all I'm thinking.
Yeah, I would hate to agree with Danny, but I do.
I think we should go fast and loud.
Faster. As ever, Flea, your suggestions are bottom of the priority
Fast and
list.
loud means more stuff.
We're so glad you're here. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure it does.
It does.
Oh boy. Oh, fast and loud means more stuff. I thought quick and
Quick and quiet means less inclined to get in like trouble overall, but it also means way less creds. Like ultimately, like the wealth in store, you would have to like do less ultimately to pass undetected through all of this, or you could do big and dirty. And it's a spectrum, right? I would just love for us to like plan something in between those 2 points.
Benjen's gonna put his hands up and go, I can just cut off the comms. I can get into the main power deck and try and shut off at least the cameras. Maybe they hear us coming, but they won't be able to track us down.
That would be very useful. Thank you.
Okay.
And then we can shoot a hole in the side.
So,
Yeah, I mean, we could do this like old-timey pirate style, swing across with some hooks and just cut a hole in the side of it and pull right through.
so just
They've got to have a hatch on the outside, right?
vote-wise, so Benjen and Flea are voting. You two are voting. We do this fast and quick. And
Bingo
sloppy
also
and
votes fast.
The only way I know how to do things.
To season the pot too, Shanuk, as we go here, just so that we're getting a full picture, that tugboat is actively monitoring the ship, and there are awake people on that boat. So that's the main thing. As we try to either sneak past them and or deal with them, or buy yourself more time by detaching the thing altogether.
It might be nice if we just separate the conscious people from the unconscious. Makes it a little easier.
My one
You
thing
can
is
block
the
the
conscious
comms
people
and
will
we can
notice.
separate
But won't they notice if they're not pulling this heavy weight anymore?
not if we kill them.
They'll have to deal with that.
We could kill them.
Look,
No,
can kill
I'm
them.
just you see, Flea, that's quite some violence you got up in that little head of yours. Fine, you want to detach
we
the
not
ship? Let's detach
pirates?
the ship.
Benjen, you've killed the most people
Yar.
on this ship.
Yeah, Flea, me?
Yeah, you, Benjen.
I mean, so one time I accidentally sent in a grenade that was supposed to be not a grenade. You do one bad
Yes.
thing on one
That
good
was
job.
cool.
All I'm saying is
You were.
That was
It-
cool.
Yeah,
it
you got that.
did look
Yeah.
really, really cool. And
That
did
orphanage
I
didn't
save
see
our
it coming.
butts? Yes. No, they didn't. They really broke into a bunch of pieces. It was really, really awful. I was scrubbing blood from my
man.
nails for weeks.
Forgot they
But
were
besides
orphans.
that, we got a lot of money.
Hey, Hannah, would you mind having Benjamin make a sanity save just as the memory washes over them?
Sure.
Yeah.
I got a 12.
Awesome.
Oh,
Did you saved?
That's a success. Yes, my sanity's 25 because I'm a teamster.
Unbothered.
Yeah, I
fine
mean,
with
I think he was a little bit proud of it because he's like, "Oh, my grenade worked."
Yeah, you
It's like
you
he
did
was
make
like,
And
that
it looked
clear,
really
though.
cool.
I made it. Made my own recipe.
Oh,
It's like my,
very good.
you know what? It was his grandma's recipe for grenades, and he used
did
it,
it.
and it just washes over him like how they used to do that back in the woods on his home planet.
Mm.
Throw grenades
Yes.
at deer.
What?
A classic.
I meant what I said, Cameron.
That's hunting.
Lobbing grenades at deer.
The deer have evolved to have really thick armor on that planet.
A
Good.
little bit more like polar
Okay,
bears
hang
than
on.
anything else.
Shall we get to the plan of we have got 3 hours here? No, we are just trying to do this heist in.
Right.
I love reminiscing about blowing up deer as much as the next pirate. But
Anna, what a woman.
she was a
What a woman.
a
icon.
well-built grenade lobbing.
Built woman.
Okay.
So we go in, we detach the ship. We cut in. How do we get into the ship? Do you want to drop in? Do
Well, you
we
said
try
there
to
should-
cut through the
There should be a
side?
hatch through the side. We can, through the side.
Okay, yeah, we'll go through the side.
Side works.
Well, hang on. What would be the quickest and easiest? Can we see which is like the quickest access in without having to do the most like technical work?
The quickest access would be in through the tugboat and then through their umbilical to it. Because it's already attached, there's open doors. It's not the rest of it's kind of locked down and would require definite checks and things. So open pathway is on the awake tugger that's pulling the entire generation ship along. So that would be the easiest. Or cutting into the umbilical, etc., etc. Mothership is great because it's open-ended, so you're just kind of steering the story along with me as we figure it out together.
So hypothetically, we
Okay.
could get into the ship, cross, and then cut it off.
Hypothetically.
Or just kill them
That sounds
and then
that
cross.
sounds like a plan.
We should probably. We all have Benjamin's grenades that she made, so we can.
Oh my goodness.
All I'm saying is you got to be really, really careful. They're a little bit finicky, and if you press the wrong button, I don't know why I added so many buttons, but if you press the wrong one, it does go off.
Yeah, I'm not sure why there was
That'd be the right
party
one.
mode on any
The
grenades.
thing is, one of them's a safety, one of them's the on button, and they're both the same color. I really should have thought
What
ahead.
the other 70 buttons for then?
I don't understand why
Funsies.
there's volume.
It's just a fader on the grenade that you can like set to different.
Absolutely. And some of the buttons like have
Always
random
make
effects
sure
where like
your
it won't
confetti
blow
button
up.
is switched on.
Yes, exactly. Like sometimes they have like weird effects, like they strobe light or something like that.
As you deliberate about what to do about the caverns of tomorrow, this generation ship just sitting like an ambling, almost beached whale moving precipitously through space, in fact, let's see, who would be at the controls of your craft?
I think it's currently me.
Hey, yeah, okay, great. Shanuk, would you mind having Gita make a speed check for me?
I would love to. Speed. 28 success.
It almost seems fine. And for one plip of a second, something appears on your radar about 20 space units of measurement out, and then it's gone again. Like, the argument is so like incredibly stupid that it would have been easy to miss here in the midst of things as all of you go back and forth about the best way to like set a volume on a grenade. But it catches your eye, and you know you didn't hallucinate it as you see for just a second that maybe you are not as alone out here as you thought.
Well, guys, we should probably be a bit quick. I think other folks are catching on to the Caravan of Dreams.
Oh,
Rocky
okay.
Rocky.
I'm gonna hit the accelerator on the ship that pushes us forward towards the
The go fast button. Yeah.
The go fast button.
says
You know
go
that
fast.
famous button.
All right.
We...
Here's what I'd love to do to structure this. Go ahead, Chinook.
No. This is stupid. I was just gonna say we labeled all the buttons for Flea. So like one of them's go fast, one of them's like stop,
Yeah.
one of them's put to sleep. Yeah.
One just says brrr.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a smiley face over one of them. I would love so the plan is hit quick, hit quiet. That's what I've heard so far. Yeah, and also you're not obligated to each obey the plan. I would love to go in order, starting with Chinook, and everybody say basically the next thing they'd like to do, assuming that your ship is approaching the tugboat. So we'll kind of sound off. You don't necessarily have to go in order. You can kind of base yours off of what the first person says. But Chinook, do you mind if I nominate you first to go about what we're doing
no
here?
problem.
You can choose any sort of like action that you would like, and it's not limited to a character sheet or anything. Just what do you think you'd like to attempt to do?
I think Geeta's gonna try and open up a comms channel with the tugboat just to be like, hey, we like need just like we're sending out like a SOS, like a little help thing to see if we can board their boat and then kill them.
Awesome. So you want to bamboozle them a little bit.
Yeah, a little fun.
I love
plan,
that.
A shenanigan.
Great, cool. Remind me what flavor of scientist you are.
I am working on androids or trying to like jury-rig in androids to.
Okay, that's right. Robot army. Yeah.
Little robot army. I'm trying to do.
Okay, cool. So one, obfuscate. Love that. Who's got to move next?
Benjen's gonna try and cut off their comm link so they can't cry for help elsewhere. Is trying to like put in a buffer system essentially so that things can go in but things aren't coming back out.
Okay. So you want to black them out using some sort of like, great. So Chinook to confuse, Hannah to cut off. Flea, what are you up to?
Flea is going to be pressing the go fast button over and over again.
You piece of shit.
Good. And Zach, what's Danny doing to seal the deal on this?
Okay, he's going to be trying to, once they get in, race towards the tugboat lines to try and sever them once we're through.
Awesome. Okay, so are you planning on doing like a spacewalk, or is this like? I guess this would be like.
Yeah.
So part one, board the craft, or part like. Okay.
I guess, yeah. The first thing, he's going to be the first one swinging over, trying to. He's the front man. He's the
Awesome.
man with a gun. Well, he has a full SMG. He's going to be there, and I assume he has like the tools to cut into the little umbilical cord thing.
I love this. And here's how it's going to work. There's 4 of us here, and so let's call each of you like 25% of a little clock as we go on here. And if 3 of you succeed, if all 4 of you succeed, this just goes off without a hitch. Plan goes exactly the way you will then describe it to me. If 3 of you succeed, something goes a little hinky. 50%, this is bad, and then it will get worse per failure. So I'm going to have Elliot and Zach, you roll. I'm going to have Zach, you're going to make a combat check.
Okay.
And or speed, whichever one you think is more germane to what you're doing right now.
I think I'll do combat because he's going to be trying to. It's going to be an attack of sorts, just on
A tactical
the ship.
maneuver. Yeah.
Yeah. So
in
does that
your
get
space
do
suit.
I get plus 10 for military training? For this
Yes. Absolutely.
military move? Fair.
Yeah, you're making a combat drop onto the ship. Elliot, you are going to be making a speed check on behalf of the ship itself. And I guess this is just to like, if you succeed, all that means is like you don't, unless you want success in your mind is ramming the ship. It just means success means you do not damage your current ship, or your crew members. Does that sound good?
I do not want to ram. I think Flea is just like, no, well, we need to go to the ship. We need to go to the ship fast.
Great. Hannah, you are going to be making an intelligence check? No, Hannah, you'll be making a speed check.
Can I add industrial equipment to my?
Yes, absolutely. You got to work fast to cut them off, and there aren't social roles in Mothership, as we well know. But Shenuk, I'll weigh on how everybody did, but already I'm loving what's happening on Hannah's face. Shenuk, for you, this is going to be an intellect check at disadvantage because no one would be out here, and because I don't like giving you an equal opportunity tonight. That's not what's going to happen. So. Yeah. It's a weird thing to do.
Can I add hyperspace because we're in space?
Yes.
You just came out of it? Hell yeah.
Okay, great. So once everybody's rolled.
Whew.
Excellent.
Okie dokie.
Let's go.
I'm loving all of this. We've got... So I'm counting... So Danny, how did you do? I think that will decide the fate of our mission so far.
As in Zach, your name's Danny.
Oh, sorry. I fully thought that it was going to be like.
I thought you were being coy and playful with me. Yeah, you were like, well,
no. Well, I was as well. He will be. This was mid-mission where he was genuinely like sailing down. Like there is a vacuum in space. He cannot hear a thing, and then he goes thunk. He got a wonderful success. He rolled a 23 under a 64. So
awesome.
He's doing just grand.
Elliot, how'd Flea do?
Failure. Big time.
Awesome. Okay, and then Hannah, tell me about your role, please.
Benjin got a 9.
Hell yeah.
53.
Yeah. And Shenuk, it looks like Gita also succeeded. I'm looking now at the app here. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah. Also a success.
Awesome. Okay, so the first thing that happens is Shenuk's strange distress call. That's the first thing that happens. How does that go?
I send in a little distress call, like, "Hey, we got lost in on our jump through hyperspace. Our fuel is running a bit low. Is it? Can you spare any extra fuel for us to get out of here? We're a long ways from where we should be."
You say this over the comms into the tugboat pulling this generation ship, and there's a like pregnant pause over the comms, and then a little hiss of static, and then you hear a femme presenting voice chime in to the comms, and is like, Rudo, damn it! I said this channel isn't for jokes, boy. Don't quit. Tar Nation, what are you doing? Just get back up here, man. What are you doing down there? Quit screwing around. We got 3 hours.
Right. Sorry. Haha. And then I like mute our comms. I'm like, "Hey guys, I think they don't know what's going on at all."
Awesome. That works. Yeah, they're mostly just confused in general on the inside of the ship. I love that. Hannah, you make quick work of the comms. You beep the boops on your little piracy controls, and without much of an obstacle at all, you know that at least for the next 3 hours, like nothing's going in or coming out of that ship. Once Shenuk's doctor makes that first transmission. Elliot, you watch, and Zach, go ahead and describe for me like what this like first drop through the airlock out onto the tugboat looks like.
He's gonna have a little grappling hook that he's gonna like almost a harpoon that he's gonna straight into the kind of umbilical cord, and he's gonna be pulled along. And as he like is Flea kind of looking at him like is anyone looking at him at the moment? He's gonna look back at the ship anyhow, and he's just gonna be like trying to do the whole like boom as he like cool poses through this. Like and like snags onto the side, secures himself and begins cutting using like a laser cutter, like a little hole into the umbilical to try and get through.
This is awesome. You are as stealthy as a kitten in mittens as you latch onto the side of this ribbed tube about the size of a single person that is just sealed against the void of space, but is a temporary drawbridge between this tugger. And it is about like 50 yards long. It's quite the expanse here. You hear, or rather see, the particles drift past as you make that first incision, the hot laser cutting into this, and the atmosphere venting out. And Danny, I gotta tell you, it feels good when a plan goes great right off the bat. And that's when you feel before you see the ship looming behind you as it goes fast. Make a body save for me as Flea, you described the scene of going really, really fast.
So you're hooked up to the ship. There's a connection between us. Yeah. I'm slamming this go fast button, and we like perfectly approach the drop. It's gonna be perfect, and then just lurch past, and then double back around, and I'm like, "What?
Flea, what are you? Stop pressing the button. Stop
We're
pressing
going
the button.
fast. We're quick and fast. We're
Benjen,
going quick and fast.
Benjen, help him.
We're going-
Benjen.
This was
Benjen!
quick.
I didn't do well on my body save, please.
What'd you do, Zach?
I rolled a 99.
So, for those of us who are brand new to Mothership, the world's most electrifying tabletop sci-fi horror RPG, you probably don't know this, that doubles are critical failures, and that a 99 is the worst roll in the game. It's the worst you can do in Mothership. Zach, I would love for you and Elliot here to share the honor of telling me how this went as bad as it can possibly go for you.
I am in bliss when I am in my work. He's gonna have some like Radiohead just playing in his headphones as he kind of sings along to Creep as he's coming through, and then just I see as it peels off, he doesn't notice this looming ship whatsoever until it. What does it do to him? He is unaware.
And I think Elliot, here I'm gonna throw something in, and then I'll pass you the baton. Zach, as Danny cuts into this umbilical, "Yeah, I'm a creep" is playing in here. It's just, "What the hell am I doing here?" And you make the incision, and you can see your quarry inside. There's the path into glory, to riches, and unaccountably, just in the periphery of your view, walking down this hallway that pauses, stops, and looks up at you from the cut, is a black dog. In the midst of this, it doesn't even register to you that it shouldn't be there. Of course there's a black dog there, but the seeing of it for just a moment fills your senses, preoccupies your attention as you look. Hard to make out the details as this thing with baleful, almost inscrutable eyes locks eyes with you, and you know you're a seasoned pirate that the second that you've made an incision in the hull of anything in space, stuff's gonna be sucked towards that hole. Not a hair is moving, even as you can see dust particles and things starting to whoosh towards you. You see this dog, and it doesn't even occur to you to wonder why it would be there. And that's when Flea narrates the rest of this. Elliot, what happens next?
I think you just have that thought long enough to see the dog, and then all of a sudden your vision gets pulled away from the thing because you are attached to the ship, and Flea is doing some sort of slingshot maneuver with you as the slingshot, where he's like, well, if we whip the ship around, and then I can slam you into the tug ship, and then you can go in and kill everyone. And so that's what Flea is trying to do. He's trying to use you as a sort of slingshot maneuver.
As a wrecking ball.
As a wrecking ball of sorts. Yeah. Flea just thinks everybody's body is as sturdy as his. It just, that seems like that's how that would go.
So, Elliot, so I get this right. You're not driving the ship is not going to hit Danny. You're going past to pull him around and kind of yoink.
Going past to flip around and yoink and use him as a wrecking ball. Yeah, like a yo-yo.
This was not part of the plan in any way.
And Zach, you're on a safety chain, right?
Yeah, I attached myself, as I previously said, I secure myself to the umbilical cord.
Yeah, Benjen's
right.
definitely got some good belaying gear. He's hooked you up. You're safe.
Yeah.
They lost many a crew member to this before.
So, Zach,
not the slingshot.
here's the practical thing that happens. I imagine you're wearing a hazard suit, just a standard operations. There's some limited oxygen in there.
It's meant to be so simple. Yes.
The dog fills your senses, and you feel an icy dread in your stomach as suddenly, and full, you are pulled as hard as you've possibly ever been pulled in your life. It feels I remember one time, this is just Cameron talking above the table, that I accidentally grabbed an electric fence, and I didn't recognize what had happened because I was standing near horses, and I thought that horse had kicked me in the spine. And it was an electric fence that had little pulses moving through it, so the current stopped. I looked around, didn't know what was happening because there was no horse, and then went and grabbed the electric fence a second time, and it was agony. This is worse by quite a bit, and I don't know why I shared that personal embarrassment with it. I wound up grabbing it a third time, and that's when I figured out it was an electric fence. But yeah, so that's just for the viewers at home to know about my most embarrassing past. Yeah, the tether you're on gives you the most nightmarish whiplash of your life as you feel your neck bend in a way it shouldn't. You take 16 damage, which means that your armor cracks immediately. The 5 damage of your armor, doing yeah, like just you hear something sort of fragment, and you know that any sort of reflexive plating that would protect you from the elements is now useless. Your armor isn't venting oxygen, thank God, but on top of that, you take 11 damage as something goes the wrong way in your neck. How's that HP doing?
We are doing. I'm on 7 now. I had 18.
Great. I want you to make a strength check.
Okay. Can I use this with athletics, actually?
Absolutely. Because the strength check is for you not whipping off into space.
Well, that's good. Thank goodness that my strength is then a 55, and I rolled a 39.
Excellent. You describe what this slingshot maneuver turns into and how it does not throw you into space.
He is going to realize that, take that awful whiplash, and just almost comically, were there to be air and sound in space, you would hear a fleep as he like whip past. He then decides to try and take the initiative and sever his line to his own ship and try and like get it to is he still attached to the umbilical? Like,
Flea, is he still attached?
To our umbilical? Yeah, for sure.
No. Like so he's currently attached. He was in the process of, he was both attached to his own ship, the asteroid, and also to the umbilical cord of the tugboat. He then was yanked one way, like, and stretching both safety lines to their absolute max. He's going to try, like, is he still attached to the other, like, to the tugboat?
Oh,
ship?
yes. I think that one is that's the more elastic one.
Fine. He's going to sever the one that he has with
the lifeline.
Okay.
The
lifeline, and he's going to crawl back using his safety line to try and finish what he started. But he is in so much pain, and he is going to potentially just straight up shoot Flea when he sees them next.
Benjamin's pressed up against the glass going, no, not the rope, because he braided it himself. He's so upset. Hours of work.
This was life or death. I was being pulled in 2 directions.
You can't hear it because you're in a spacesuit. But you can see the change in the lighting as a klaxon, probably inside the tugboat itself, begins to sound because a man-sized tear in the seam of this umbilical. I imagine as you grip it, it rips with the trajectory of your body and just. They know you're here.
Well, thank you so much. This was going to be as if this wasn't hard enough. Okay. All right. Back to
Did
it.
it work?
Has he got comms on? I assume he does.
Flea, I'm going to rip you a new one as large as the tear in this umbilical cord. I swear to God. The next time I see you, you're going to be turned into scrap, Flea. The rest of you, get down here as quickly as possible. I see a klaxon going off. We may not be as quiet as we initially thought.
All right. Flea, you're not allowed to press the go fast button anymore.
Okay.
Benjamin's already like putting like duct tape and says, "Do not press."
There's several
on
not
all of the
presses
buttons
over other tape. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right,
get down there.
Let's get down there and support Danny.
Yeah,
We-
Benjamin's
we put him-
hitting everybody out with like, I imagine there's like those moonwalk shoes that Wally has, where it just goes, just little bursts of air.
Totally.
He's decking everybody out so they can kind of like move in on the ship.
Yeah, let's say that all of you, just like as part of your loadouts, you have mag boots, which allow you to like magnetize to the sides of things, and also that you have like little limited mobility on a spacewalk. Not enough to keep you from flying off into space, but definitely to push you in the right direction when boarding something.
Can we all?
So
have
you're
one
outside
of
the ship?
Benjamin's?
Yeah, Benjamin's
Can
starting
we-
to move out.
Can we all take one of Benjamin's grenades?
Benjamin's holding like 5 grenades and is looking at them and goes, hands you one very carefully and goes, take care of him. He's a good boy. And places it in your hand. Takes a look at Flea and goes, absolutely not. And puts the rest in his bag.
Okay. Can Bingo have one?
No.
Takes a look at Bingo and goes,
Okay.
and pulls out like a really small grenade and hands it to the cuttlefish.
An octopus-sized grenade.
Octopus size, like it's small. Yeah.
One more round of boarding is going to occur here. So now you can see the umbilical is torn open, that the tugboat has been alerted to your presence, and that the massive generation ship is about 50 yards down there. But for now, Elliot, because everything else worked out, if it's cool with you, I'll just say that like your ship is just kind of like matching the speed of the tugboat and moving alongside it. And it's just kind of, for your purposes, static in space as the rest of you start to board out. So Zach, you are on the umbilical. What's everybody else doing? Benjamin, I'll start with you since you started to give me like you've distributed grenades that could have been happening. What you're moving out? What's the plan? As all of you know, they're now expecting company.
Benjamin's strapped. I mean, he's got all of his tools. He's got like those welding tools and maybe like a nail gun or something along those lines. He's gonna try and get through the hole that was cut as a first priority because it's gonna take them a while to get from the front of the ship to the back of the ship. So he's trying to cut them off essentially before they head into the main deck.
Oh, you're so wait. Am I hearing you're going to try and weld the tugboat shut, or are you trying to open it?
No, so the little opening that Zach made, Danny
Big
made,
opening now.
Big opening now. I think he's going to try and go through there rather than trying to enter somewhere else in the ship because in his brain, the front of the ship is where most people are going to be because they're manning it, and it's going to take them a while to move to the back of it to cross over. He's trying to stop them before they get into where the goods are because he doesn't want anything to get damaged. So he's going through there. He's going to use this little like, I imagine it's a little bit like a fire retardant or whatever it is, like to kind of like push him through the hole with his little boots, his little space goggles.
Let's say because everybody else rolled so well that like the spacewalk part of it, though probably in real life is one of the hardest things a trained astronaut can do. What if we're all good at spacewalking here? So I'm not going to test us for actually doing the walk. Go ahead and pick an action you'd like to do.
I think that if you said they all have mag boots.
All of you do, yeah.
Yeah, he's just going to push himself just a little bit too far, turn the mag boots on, and then just like to the side of the ship and walk through.
Cool, great.
As like an action to drop down.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to pass the ball. Everybody else is also, I imagine, in boarding mode. What would you like to do, knowing companies are coming?
Company from the tuggers coming, or company
Yes.
from within the... Okay. And like, is there a hole on the other side of the... like, the umbilical cord that leads to the tugger? Is like an open hole for that too?
You've basically created, so like there's like an airport like gangway, but instead of like hard aluminum, it's like one of those construction tubes that has rings all the way down it. There's now a gaping hole in that, and atmosphere is venting out of it rapidly. And you would know that on either side of that is a door that is much easier to access than say like trying to cut through like the closed shell of a spaceship or one of its cargo doors in motion.
Can I take the grenade that Benjamin gave me and like put a like... Benjamin, is there a motion sensor thing on this?
Definitely.
Can I put the motion sensor on and
It's
throw
the
it down
second
the?
green button, not the lime green, the sage green.
Okay, cool. Got it, Benjamin. Thank you. Okay. I set the
What does the
motion
heather
sensor
green
on,
button do? Yeah.
and I throw it down
Confetti.
the tugger.
Yeah.
I definitely put the motion sensor one on, and I throw it down the tugger side of the tube, and then I go the other way to the Caravan of Dreams.
Awesome. So you're planting a bomb in front of the door to the tugger.
Yep.
Great. Cool. Flea?
I'm following Gita into the caravan.
Yeah, I'm like
Cool.
holding Flea's hand the entire time.
Just moving. That's the action for Flea.
Yeah.
I think Gita or Flea just thinks that he has a weird illness that Gita treats. That only Gita somehow knows how to treat. Because he's got weird insides.
Awesome. And
Special
Danny?
insight.
Danny's going to be heading for the other door and preparing to. He's going to go through it and wait and try and figure out try and find a way to like weld the doors shut once everyone is through.
And by other door, you mean on the Caverns of Tomorrow or the tug ship?
No, I'm talking about David Morrison. No, he's going to be going to get a very weird pull. He's going to go through the regular generation ship, wait on the other side for
the
everyone to come
caverns.
through. Yeah.
Okay, so you're all sprinting towards the ship, with the notable exception of the doctor, who's planting a trap. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Correct.
Sounds about right.
Awesome.
Is the dog there?
What dog?
Well, yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, he's going to be a little bit shaky. Actually, I'm going to have Danny roll a sanity for that, or would it be sanity or fear?
Sanity.
Sanity. He just misses, so he fails that one.
Yeah, and Zach, you know this, but in case you're new to Mothership, any fail in the Mothership means your character gains at least one stress, whether it's a stat check or a save. As you go, so stress climbs up from 2 and just sort of keeps going. Yeah.
Would that be one stress?
That's just one stress on the fail, and I would say, Danny, that the side effect is, yeah, of course there was a dog. It probably was just really fast or something. Strange.
Oh, that is strange.
But not enough, doesn't bear mentioning, I don't think.
No, he wouldn't tell these gits anyway.
Yeah. Awesome. You slip into the umbilical like well-trained tadpoles, just each of you disappearing into the slip of this like fleshy exterior and seeing the gangway moving in space in front of you. Chinook, it is easy pickings as Gita goes and places the grenade on proximity mode in front of you, and then I imagine you're just turning your attention to the ship.
Yep.
Great. So right as you like stand back up to see your handiwork and looking at the grenade you've placed, the door in front of you opens up, and you see a person looking very surprised to see all of you in their own blocky sort of vac suit, a big bubble dome. Inside, you can see the frightened eyes of what looks to be like a middle-aged, femme-presenting person. She's got a big scar over one of her eyes and big blonde hair, and she looks down at the bomb, looks at you, and says something that you can't hear because Hannah has borked their comms. And so she goes, and then reaches behind her back and grabs a very, very big gun and levels it just down the playing field here. So, Chinook, I'm going to have you make a body save with advantage because you've been thinking ahead here. And she's going to level up you, and then everyone else, I think, just speed checks to see how this goes. And it's not because she's got a clean shot. We're going to play out this and have some fun here.
Holy
I'm
shit.
behind. I'm like at the other end of the door. Is she still going to?
So it's quite an expanse. So like I think it would make sense if you were at the head of the team and like rushing first to the door.
Okay.
The order in my head is that it's the doctor, then Benjamin, then Flea, then you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that sound right? Cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm-
I'm just if I'm on the other side of the door, am I still making like I'm hiding like behind the other side, like opened it to?
Oh,
Well,
this
I
is
assume I
quite a
opened it.
great deal of space. So like it wouldn't like in a single 10-second like turn you wouldn't have made it all the way in, and we're like kind of a dicey situation here. So this speed check is just to make sure everybody traverses this. As a bomb goes off, did anybody fail here? I'm seeing all critical 2 successes, 1 critical success. Everybody's doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Chinook,
24.
describe the scene as this innocent bystander attempting to defend their job disappears in front of you in a ball of flame, and how it looks as everybody makes it across.
As I see them open the door and like pull out the gun, I like grab the gun, kick the person into their ship, and then like punt the bomb at the same time while like kicking off the ship to like get into our doorway.
Do you say anything cool?
I say I say that bomb is courtesy of Pascal's Gamble. That's the name of our ship.
No.
No, it's not.
I don't.
Yes,
Benjamin
it
points
is.
to this sign on the ship that's very clearly something different.
I just renamed it today.
The 3 of you watch as would you say that Geeta is normally like acrobatic person?
Let me just look at my stats really quick. Yes.
Even for a person who's got some moves, everyone turns around to see you do kind of this beautiful like triple axel in space here in this limited corridor as like a flower, an explosion in slow motion silently blossoms right in front of that entry point, propelling you gracefully towards the others as each of you make it towards the Caverns of Tomorrow without any sort of difficulty. The explosion rocks the gangway, but it doesn't matter because y'all have blown your way into several ships with explosives. And this is no different. In fact, because of that critical success, Zach, I think Danny is easy peasy. You make it there. There's not like trouble in starting. You're not gonna have like roll for whether or not you need to like cut into this thing. But yeah, Chinook, I would say it's so good you even lose one's dress if you have one. Like it just rocks. You feel cool, and whoever was standing there is absolutely dead.
Juicy. Did I take their gun successfully, you think?
I think that's crazy.
That's fair. The gun's
Yeah.
still there.
Absolutely
That's
not.
fair.
That gun's gone, as is the back half of that tugboat. So, yeah, but the fire, the explosions, that's behind all of you as you somersaulting and doing cool fifi moves arrive at the Caverns of Tomorrow. Zach, Danny experiences no difficulty in popping out a laser cutter and pragmatically just going through that. And so as the doctor arrives on everybody's heels, the doors slide open silently and you arrive inside. Well done. You look at your watches to realize that you have just a little under 2 hours to complete your mission and decide upon what it is. There's different things you could do. There's options. You could take hostages, always valuable. You could figure out a way to rig up the excess fuel supplies of whatever. Volatile but precious and very expensive fuel for a generation ship like this and sort of drag it off. There's building supplies, all sorts of things. Picking a goal, the pickings are yours. You stand for the moment in sort of a loading bay airlock here. It's a small room and branches off into dozens of corridors in front of you.
I think Benjamin's definitely pro fuel, just considering its price. It's good for us. We can use it. Sell on the black market. Yeah, it's a little volatile, but I'd rather do that than going and listening to some person wail because we kidnapped them again.
Yeah.
Remember how they were so annoying last time? Like, they wailed for
We know
weeks.
I know, and then the grenade came and they wailed no more. But they were only children, Benjamin. You really have to be a bit more patient sometimes.
I don't really like tweens.
No.
What about the
we're
seed?
aware.
Space tweens. Seeds.
Could steal some seeds.
They were
That's a good idea.
What? What purpose
What?
would we use the
Flea?
seeds, Flea?
There's all kinds of plants. If they're gonna colonize, we could use some. We could sell seeds. Everybody in space needs seeds.
Not a lot of dirt out there, even less to grow.
Ooh,
You know what?
that is
we
that's
like
a
You make a
thing.
fair point, Flea.
Absolutely.
seeds.
Speaking of which, actually, we will go to the seeds, but first, and he's going to slap Flea right across the face.
Flea just does one of these.
Zach, are you doing this with the intent of harm or just to discipline?
Yeah, he's gonna like he wants to cause some physical. He just got wrenched in two directions in the most painful thing that's ever happened. He wants to do some harm.
Awesome. Yeah, roll 1d5, or if you're just rolling d10s, you can divide that by half since you're using au naturel. And Elliot, go ahead and make a fear save for me here.
Oh, for goodness sake. What's anyone?
You got it. That's a 9 for a success.
Zach, how'd you do?
I rolled a 2 on my d10, so I get 1 point of damage.
You rolled a 2 on your d10, so 1 point. Oh, because because this is, I imagine, a face shot to hitting Flea. Flea takes 2 points of damage. Just whap.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Flea, you take 2 points of damage. Why doesn't this bother you?
I don't feel it. I don't think I have any sensation in my skin.
Yeah, but are you an android that doesn't feel pain?
Yeah, but also an android that doesn't know he's an android. I don't think no pain, but I think particularly like outside skin sort of pain is like, it's just kind of like, eh.
Zach, okay. Danny sees Flea's nose crunch in the wrong direction, and Flea doesn't even blink. It's just weird as you smack that. Hey, Flea, with such a great success there, go ahead and roll for me a D10, please.
Sure.
For no reason.
That's a 6.
A 6. Let's just look over here on my no reason for a roll board. Incredible. Seeds it is. You've planted the seed of a plan, and it has begun to grow. Well done, Elliot.
Just hope we will be fruitful. Okay. To the seeds.
Danny, stop hitting people. Let's go to the seeds.
Stop hitting me. He dragged me through space. I was almost ripped in twain.
It was a
I'm
classic slingshot maneuver.
I go up to Flea, I take his nose and I put it back into place, and I'm like, Danny, leave him alone.
Why am I the problem here? Did you not see what happened? Why am you getting at me here?
He's just learning. I'm sorry that happened to you. We put tape over the button. We should have done that from the start. It's fine. Let's go get the seeds.
He took 11 points of damage in a mothership. That is insane. No one said, you okay? You're good? No, he's fine. I'm sure he's okay after being genuinely stretched in a... He storms off. He's pissed.
I think
He
I think
turns back
Benji's
and
in
goes, fuck you.
I think Benji's in the mode of like Mummy and Daddy are fighting again, and so has just kind of like wandered off to like look at the heat sensors on the ship, because he imagines like if there's seeds, there's probably going to be some like heavy light source that they've like curated to like have things grow. So he's like, okay, where on the ship is like an excessive amount of light being used?
Oh, sure.
Down there, just like trying to track that down.
I love that. Go ahead. Yeah, there's a terminal right here on the inside of the ship. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Intelligence check. Roll. I got a 90.
You locate, looks like just past like the cargo bay and in between. On this ship, there's a very large cargo bay, and then an even larger area where it's just like this sanctuary full of people in little cryo cocoons, just dangling rows and rows of them around. So you see normal readouts on the cryopods, and then you see a lot. The only other like energy that's really being used is to start the work on the agricultural side of this, not just to grow ships for when they vegetables when they wake up, but so that they have them when it's time to land and start terraforming, etc., etc. As you do this, the power cycles, and for just a second, the lights cut out, even where you are right now, and everybody can feel just the slightest, just a hair of a tremor moving through their mag boots as they walk here. Just the whole thing, just a hair of an inch, but in space, even the slightest adjustment in the trajectory of a ship is noticeable to those who are standing quietly and paying attention. That is what happens, and Hannah, you gain a point of stress as you identify where that is. But you identify the route just through the cargo bay into where the, let's just call it the Arboretum for now, would be a conservatory.
All right, Benjamin. Oh,
Hannah, are you muted? Because it looks like you're doing an incredible performance.
I am muted. He like raises his hand and goes, "If you're done bickering like an old married couple, do you maybe want to, I don't know, get the thing we came for?"
Seeds.
ooh. Okay,
Seeds?
Benjamin. Which
The ever so
way-
important seeds.
Okay, let's get the seeds, folks. Danny, did Danny walk off through like a random, like?
Yeah, he's gone in search. But I mean, he's gone in search of the seeds. Is there anything that he would have that could potentially like have like I don't know, a radar for this sort of thing, like finding things, or can he access a map of the ship in any way?
Your colleague basically just did effectively that. However, if you're trying to lone wolf this and split off from the group, you would have at best maybe a motion detector, but that's just more to indicate if there are any like other people moving around here on the ship. So
yeah, no. Okay, he's gonna stomp off. He's pissed.
It's always a good idea to split the party.
Yeah.
He's not like
This is
far
gonna go
away. He's
really
not
well.
really split. He's not, but you
Okay.
can catch up. I'm giving you a chance to catch up.
Can we roll to see if he's going in the right direction?
Should I go talk to Danny?
No, Benjamin, Flea, why don't you two go get the seeds? I'll go get Danny and bring him back to the group.
Okie dokie.
All right, come on, Flea. Just it's down the hallway, off to the
Danny's-
right, down the stairs.
All right,
Danny's gonna
down the
call
hallway.
back,
off the right,
like,
down the
you guys
stairs.
coming?
Danny,
You're going the wrong way.
you're going the wrong way, Dan. It's this way.
Do you want to
He
lead?
takes a moment, takes a breath.
Benjamin's
Stomps
leading.
back.
Danny, how would you say it's pleasant to experience this sense of loss of control over the team?
Currently he couldn't. He's like, I need a new team. They are just
That's what I've been saying.
the worst.
This
None of
it's a
them are
sickly
doing-
feeling. Sickly enough, I think, for a fear save, don't you? As just this
I would say
niggling thought sprouts in
Yeah,
your stomach.
yeah. Let's see. He does. He gets a 36.
Excellent. The you succeed, and so no stress is gained as you acquiesce to their demands, and you enter the cargo bay. You step into a colossal room. It's a huge hangar, rows and rows of shelves near the doors, all sorts of lockers, hand trucks, some exo-loaders, the kind that only Ridley Scott would supply. And just odds and ends. It's very much like walking into an IKEA. It's just endlessly into the distance. You know the lower section, not the pre section. You have to go down through the warehouse in order to just in the middle. You can see sort of automated cranes and bits and bobs are moving as you step into it. And once again, the lights just cycle for a second.
Benjamin, is that you?
Benjamin, are you? Yeah.
I mean, maybe I
Get a
tripped a
read on
wire or
it.
something when I was trying to jury rig the thing, but I don't think that's me.
Okay. Flea, did you press a button?
No, there was no lights off button, so I wouldn't have pressed it.
Okay.
No, I brought
Okay,
a lot of duct tape. I've just been putting it on everything, saying "Don't touch"
That's
as we
smart.
go along, and you can just see like a Hansel and Gretel style thing of like "Don't touch this" across the walls.
Thank you, Benjamin. All right. Danny, do you want to lead now?
Well, considering I don't exactly know where I'm going, no. But
All right, Danny said no.
like-
Benjamin, take it away.
Benjamin's already walking.
None of us waited to hear what Danny said. We all just kept walking.
Hey, Danny, as you're having this deliberation too, and I imagine in this mammoth cathedral-sized warehouse, bigger than any cathedral, you've gained some distance on them to sort out your thoughts and you're piping back with your quips and things. Yeah, you look down an aisle. And once again, your vision is drawn to a familiar black shape. Up, walking on one of these catwalks again, you hear the of a patient Vanta black dog. You just see it up there wagging its tail. Ah, there it is. He must have wandered into here. Make a sanity save for me as you perceive this.
Oh, I do like dogs. That's fun. That's the good stuff. Sounds safe. Let's have a look. No, 45. Stress is gained.
Yeah, you gain stress because of course there's a dog in here. A silly guy, he got all the way up on the catwalk. What a nimble fella. It makes you... everybody behind Zach, body save. So Flea, Benjin, Chinook's character, who also has Gita.
Oh, big fail.
Can I add my athletics to this?
Absolutely.
Yippee.
Hell yeah, that's a fail, baby.
Benjin, you critically succeed with a 44 on your athletics check. Well done. And you're a little guy. You're nimble. And so when you hear the cable snap high above you, it's in the training. You've done the OSH resistance as you see a large container, some sort of round, anodized metal cylinder, about the size of a tanker truck, snap free from its moorings on a crane above you and fall to the deck. You nimbly dodge out of the way. As Elliot and Chinook fail to do so. Zach, Danny snaps out of his reverie to see suddenly, wham! This huge container slam into the gangway behind you. It's really, really big. It's really, really bad. Failing on that goes... boys, I think that Elliot and Chinook's characters do manage to dive out of the way, but not enough to avoid being hit in some way by it, as opposed to being absolutely squashed. Let's see just what it does.
Ooh.
In fact, I said not being absolutely squashed, but I forgot.
Might be absolutely squashed.
You might be absolutely squashed as this thing smashes. And for you, Danny, these things couldn't be related, could they? Dogs don't know how to operate moving cranes. This is one thing's one thing and one thing's another.
This is nothing but karma after not caring enough about me getting ripped into.
You feel like you would be more worried about it, but you're not. And so the universe, it sees and it observes and it acts. You both take 17 damage. You are wearing armor, both of you, that has 5, so you can subtract 5 from that. It has effectively ruined your hazard suits. Gita
I still
and Flea.
am down to 0.
Cool. How about you, Doctor?
Yeah, I have 6 health.
Awesome. Elliot, we're going to roll your first wound here as your health drops to 0.
Okay, how do I do that?
So you're going to click wound on you're going to click the dice roller and then click wound.
Okay.
And yeah, let's pick gore and massive.
Love that. I got a 2-digit mangled.
Yeah, what you describe what happens. So, and the way Mothership works is that every character has a certain set of wounds. When you lose all of your wounds, you are dead. For an android and a marine, you're made of tougher stuff, so you can take up to 3 wounds before you're out of the picture. However, any one wound holds the possibility of wiping you out entirely. So even if you have full HP, etc., but you take that damage, and it also carries over. So if anything was greater than your current damage, you can then deduct that from your health resets, and then you would subtract that again.
Okay, copy.
Great. You rolled beautifully for this. So I would say, Gita, it hurts quite a bit as I would say you like twist an ankle jumping out of the way. And for funsies, let's just say speed checks for the next roll a d10 minutes are at disadvantage. And for you, Elliot, what gets smashed?
I think that it is like a couple of Flea's fingers, like the two outer fingers. Like he manages to dive away a little bit, but then he sees that he dropped like some little trinket out of his pocket, and he goes to reach back for it, and this thing lands completely on his hand in that spot, and he just sort of yanks it away, releasing, some like artificial blood that comes out, and then just goes, Gita, ow, ouch, ouch, ow. Ow.
Hey, Flea. Okay, Flea.
Ow.
It's okay. Show me.
I got ow.
And like your fingers are gone and you have that like white milky android fluid coming out of it. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. And I'll like take like a little like tourniquet and like kind of like just wrap it around your hand, so you have like a little stub for a hand. You'll be like, and I'll say, hey, when we get back to the ship, I'll fix it. You'll be okay. Don't worry. You're okay. It's okay. All right, Flea?
Bingen.
Okay.
I want to throw the ball to you on a critical success because I think you see Danny off at the head of the party with that smug look on his face as he watches the rest of you. And then you have the two nearly squashed crewmates sorting each other out. You know, as a former Union Teamster and now renegade space pirate scumbag, that, yeah, accidents happen all the time. They're usually not happening, like, this couldn't have happened this way, this quickly, this well. Something is terribly off about this. A little too Phantom of the Opera for your taste.
Yeah, can I see? He sees like the rope and sees like the way that it's severed. It's like it's not a snap; it's a cut kind of deal.
Absolutely.
And kind of like comes to that conclusion. And he goes, "Danny, what the hell?"
In fact, Bingen. No, yeah, play this out. Sorry. I like where this is going better. Sorry, Danny, what the hell? I love that.
What's with that funny look? Do you not see that they nearly died? I understand you're bitter about being snapped in two, but God, could you not smile? Look at poor Flea. He lost a hand.
Yeah, and I nearly lost my entire torso. So things happen.
Don't cry.
We have stem packs for that. All you had to do was wait 10 minutes. God.
We have stim packs. Stim packs for being like ripped in half. He's got 2 fingers missing.
Elliot, while they're talking about this, can you make a sanity save, since I don't think you knew you were an android?
I didn't. I think I'm sick. That's why I think my blood is this color. I think I'm sick. I think.
Okay,
I'm
never
sick.
mind. Well defended. You don't have to roll. I don't think you need to roll for that. Yeah. However, Gita does. Sanity save, please, with disadvantage because android. Not that that's how that works, but that's just a call that I'm making here. It's weird.
That's fair. Disadvantage.
And yeah, let me know how that goes, and then we'll take this.
Failure.
Awesome.
And,
yeah.
Because of my trauma response, when I fail a sanity save, all close friendly players gain 1 stress.
All of you gain 1 stress just passively as this goes. And I want to continue the scene as it was going between Danny and Bingen. I didn't want to forget about that moment.
What do you do? You not take a look at the rope, Danny. Do you see the end? Benja's gonna walk over to like the tankard or whatever thing that fell down and like grab like part of the. That's cut. That didn't snap. Somebody dropped this.
And
he's gonna kind of look up
yeah. You
the
see
ceiling to like see if anything's there.
A plasma cut in this thick steel cable that would have been holding this. That's dangling off the side of this large container. You also see
It's like still sizzling.
Yeah, and I'd say on a critical save too, the success that you did so well, Bingen, you notice it should be colorless, but your training, for whatever reason, the odor, which smells a little bit like mayonnaise, something is venting out of this this container, some sort of gas or something. You notice immediately, and with a container this size, are aware. Normally, I was just going to sneak this up on you with some body saves here, but for right now, you spot two things. Plasma cut, gas is coming out of this container. That can't be great.
Do I recognize the smell of the gas?
When it smells like mayonnaise, it is dangerous.
Book it. Get out of here. The gas is pouring out of the thing. We gotta go. Run that direction. It's like pointing and is like trying to get Flea up. I imagine Gita's on the other side and we're like arm and R trying to like move, and I'm beckoning to Danny to start running.
Yeah,
He's running.
Gita listens, grabs Flea, let's go. And I have a little limp. Oh, I rolled a 5 in my 5-minute disadvantage.
Awesome.
Check,
So
right?
that sounds like it applies right now, right? As everybody makes speed checks, go ahead and make yours with disadvantage. I want two things to happen. Let's do this speed check, and then I want everyone to roll a dumb luck D100 for me.
Oh no.
Okay.
To respond to the chat, Midnight Tavern, I happen to love mayonnaise, especially Kewpie mayonnaise. They're not paying me to say this,
no.
but yeah.
Oh no.
Wow.
Whoa, look at all these terrible rolls.
Yikes. Okay.
Crit success for Flea, so I don't know.
This is not
Straight
good, guys.
D100. Okay. 41.
91 on the straight D100.
So check critical success on Flea. Yeah, ain't no problem here. You quick as a daisy. You're out of there. Daisies are quick in this
I got my
universe.
Band-Aid. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the failure. I think it just causes you stress. There's no punishment for running away from this the gas other than like that. You're just the feeling. In fact, Chinook, I'm gonna come back to you. Danny, you also fail a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
And then Hannah, how did you do?
I failed my speed check, and then I got a 64 on that random luck.
Great. Okay. So sound off on the D100s here. I'm having a little trouble seeing them there. I've got a 67 from Chinook. I have 41 from Danny, and then Hannah, you had a what?
I got a 64.
And Elliot, what did you get on a D100?
A 91. I didn't know how to roll just a D100, so I did it.
Elliot, outside of this entire adventure, what is it that Flea did that would cause someone to put a bounty on Flea's head?
Oh my god.
Maybe he tore them in twain.
Man, I think that Flea. I think Flea on like when Gita found Flea, he had performed some just gnarly acts of violence on a planet somewhere, and like not really known that he did it, and was just kind of like found covered in blood and smiling, and Gita was like, "This seems like a fun project."
What?
You're fast. You're all fast,
so
but not fast
vague.
enough to take. You're not fast enough. Did everybody fail that speed check except for Flea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think like. Yeah. No. Retconning what I'm saying here as I blue screen briefly. Everybody takes just like, let's say like just 2 HP damage. Nothing major, but you start to hack and wheeze as you run. And for our purposes now, this cargo bay, you make it out to the nearest like major airlock and into a series of hallways here, but at terrible risk to your lungs. And from now on, we can say that cargo bay, if you're going in, you need preparations for it. It is poisoned in there.
I think Benjamin takes the liberty of like, I imagine in a lot of parts of the ship there's like blast doors. He like triggers like one of the blast doors to like ensure that this gas isn't gonna follow them anywhere, and kind of like puts it down, like does a little like hot wiring or whatever to have them come down to block it off.
In front of you, you see the entryway to the Cryo Bay. If you've exited one cathedral, in front of you stands another one, towering 4 times as large, endless trees. It's like that scene from The Matrix when you see that they're using everybody as batteries instead of what we now know should have been computing power. What was the thought there? Why didn't they? Cameron, don't take us down this road. You see endless, glowing, soft blue trees of dangling colonists, each of them in sweet religious repose, hanging like strange fruits. Just human beings in little pods. As far as you can see in every direction. And hey, Benjamin, since you said you sealed off that cargo room.
Yeah, just to like make sure that nothing was like coming back the way. He doesn't. If it smells like gas, he doesn't want something to like accidentally light and them all go up. So he'd rather put the blast doors down that he could bring back up later on.
Quick thinking. Give me a quick D10 on the old no reason table.
Sure.
Table.
6.
Thank you.
Huzzah! Wonderful. Okay, we're gonna
God
go
damn it.
searching from Benjamin. You still know we're not turned around, right? We still know where we're going in terms of the seeds.
Zach, speed check for me, baby.
Just regular speed, or can I add athletics?
You could add your military training.
Okay. And not athletics.
Not athletics. You're not running.
Oh no. Ah, damn it. Failure.
You succeed in your action, which is this. You're looking at them shut the door and reflecting on the mission at hand and how it's not going well with only like an hour and 15 minutes left to find the payload and get out of here before the cops show up. You suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, see something that's not a fluffy friend. It's gone before you can see it. But just in the midst of this room, you're like, we're not alone, and that stress from the failure is enough. Just you see.
Do I gain another stress?
Yes.
Cool. I'm at 10 stress, by the way.
Excellent. That's what we like to see in a game of Mothership.
Me too.
Elliot, stress maxes out at 20.
Got it.
Okay. Benjamin, weird shit's happening, so just lead the way, please. Let's just get out of here as quickly as we possibly can.
All right.
You know
this
where the
way.
seeds are,
And
right?
it's starting to like. Yeah, it's down the hallway, around the corner. Shouldn't be too far from here. Just let's keep a move on in case that thing blows. So it's like
Yeah,
keeping
Danny is
pace
gonna-
and like moving forward.
Danny's gonna take out his gun though, and just like swing it across. Just hold it ready. He's gonna take the safety off. He's a little nervous now.
Awesome.
Benjamin looks at the grenades and is trying to remember which one's the safety.
I think Geeta is just like holding Flea's hand and just being like, "Hey, we're gonna be okay. I got you.
yeah.
Don't worry about anybody."
You interrupted Flea trying to talk Bingo into giving him the grenade in their language.
Did Bingo survive the crushing?
Yes.
No.
Are you asking me? Yeah,
Just wondering.
Bingo. We're not in the business of killing
Mikey
pets. Yeah.
Ooh, Howard. Okay.
All right, can we
Okay.
walk through the are there like would there be like any like medical like area in here? Like, there are any stim packs around that we can pick up, or
Benjamin definitely has some on him in his backpack. He definitely
Yes.
has the med bag with him.
One.
yeah? So, do we each have one, or just Benjamin has a singular?
Just the one.
Okay. Are there any stim packs in this area we can pick up?
Here in Cryo Bay, I don't think that there would be. Not right on hand. There would be a med bay like closer to the bridge area. Like it would be in the opposite direction. Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind. Yeah. So we'll, I guess, continue onwards towards the seeds as we.
Yeah, Benjamin's trudging forward. Nail gun out.
Can I look at the people as we run around? Like, as we run through? What's the vibe of the folks in here?
Yeah. I like this. Okay, so we've got nail gun out. We've got hoping for a stim pack. In fact, I want to check in with everybody, and then Elliot, I'm going to come to you last if that's cool, because I love that question. So Danny, what are you, now that you've noticed you're probably not alone in here and you trust your senses, how do you proceed?
Well, he's, as I say, he's unslinged his SMG from his kind of holster. He's slinging it across. He turns the safety off, and he is just wandering, eyes wide open, just
Great.
ready for anything at this point.
Chinook, what's Gita up to?
I think Geeta has their first aid kit out, and like instead of like things for humans, you can see that's all just like Android, like
Sure.
finagling tools of like just Android
Scanner and
parts
patches and
scanners, patches for specifically androids. There's like there's like 3 like band-aids for people, and that's it.
And you're preoccupied rifling through your med kit. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that. And then nail gun out. So yeah, hey Elliot, if you'll permit me, let's say that like Flea is dawdling as everyone is off to see the wizard through the cryo room here. Your attention is drawn to the glowing faces of the sleeping faithful. Everyone in sweet repose, men, women, children, different androids have been iced up here too, just for longevity's sake. The strangest thing for you is there, just past, like kind of like branching off to the left from the group, and why not? You're quick. You can pop in and check. Is a shape that doesn't make any sense because cryopods, we all know, those are for people.
Those are for people.
You see a black shape, a black fuzzy sort of shape, almost like television static for a moment before. No more. There's a dog in a cryopod, and that's weird enough on its own, but it's not asleep. The dog
In the cryopod?
is panting in a cryopod, about maybe 20 pods in off the beaten path, and it looks at you placidly as it breathes. Its hot breath fogging the glass in front of you. Of course, it would be there.
I'm gonna run over.
Yeah. What a silly little guy. Make a sanity save for me.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do that. That's a fail.
Yeah, I mean, of course it's in there. You should probably get it out, right?
I know. Yeah, it's a dog. It probably needs help. I know, Bingo.
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking. And he runs over and
Bingo's like,
Bingo.
Flea,
Oh,
Flea, where
my
you
internet
when
back.
we all
Elliot, hit me with that one more time. I kind of lost you there for a second.
Sorry, no. Bingo just what I hear is that evil whisper whenever Bingo talks in our made-up language.
Yeah, absolutely. Kill them all. Yeah. Great. As Geeta, as you say, Flea, your voice echoing in this cavernous space, and I don't even know if that registers with Bingen and Danny, who are up taking point and moving cautiously. It's too late. You've pressed the cryopod to free this good boy who let him out. That's crazy. Yeah. It turns red. And then the 2 cryopods next to it turn red. The cryopod above it turns red. And then, moving out in concentric ripples, every cryopod on the level starts. Soon, everybody here in our little adventuring party notices as waves of this peaceful blue frosty room starts to glow red as all cryopods are defrosting immediately and suddenly all around you. I think everybody makes a fear save. Does that sound right? With disadvantage because Flea did this.
Of all the buttons to push.
Do I make it with disadvantage?
Flea.
No, Flea, you do not.
Of course.
Oh,
Critical
God.
success.
I love that Flea is rolling the best. Elliot, this is probably some of the best you've rolled in your career so far. Would we say that that's just constant bangers from you? Yeah.
Bangers.
Wow. I'm seeing failures from across the board on everybody else. Is that true?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. The Danny, what is it that is a step too far for you as you begin to panic here?
The scale. One cryopod he can do. If one person wakes up, it doesn't matter. Just then no witnesses, kind of thing. This is too many witnesses. He's gonna look at Benjamin and go, book it.
Amazing. Go ahead and roll our first panic check of the game. Panic checks are different, Elliot, and everyone watching at home from Mothership, and that unlike everything where you're trying to roll under your current score, you roll a D20, the panic die for Mothership, and you're trying to roll above your current stress.
Luckily, I did. I rolled a 19. So on the
You
D20.
stay frosty, even as all 44,000 people here do not. And the thawing process, which will take a little while, but has disastrous ramifications. And what's the wording on your trauma response? I always forget with Marines. Is it if they fail their panic check, or is it just while they're making one?
Whenever you panic.
Okay, so you keep it together. Everybody else's stress rises as well because this situation went from bad to foobar, except for you, Flea. You look around as the beautiful lights turn red all around you, and it's nice, it's welcoming, it's festive, it's not
dog
bad.
free?
You turn around and the dog's not there. He must be free. You probably did it. That's strange. He got out. Good boy. What on a critical success? You turn and past all of your friends, who I imagine are shouting obscenities at you, you see maybe like 100 yards away against the far wall, a man? Something, a shape, something that's tall, really tall, something that glints in the darkness, locks eyes with you, and then darts away.
Ignoring everyone's shouting, Flea just points towards where this tall man figure was.
I think that
That's not a dog.
I think Benjamin's kind of reached his limit a little bit in terms of Flea and the shenanigans that he causes, and it's going to literally like push him up against one of the glasses, be like, "What the hell did you do?"
There was a dog trapped in one of the cryopods. I hit the open button.
God damn it, Flea! This is the third thing that you've done. Did you cause the thing to snap? Weird shit is happening, and it always seems that you're at the center of it.
Okay, Flea, are your eyes okay? No one's seen a dog, and like those don't exist anymore.
No, there was a dog. There was a dog in the cryopod.
No one here's seen a
Of course there
dog.
was.
Yeah, to be fair, there is a dog, but he wasn't in the cryopod. He's walking around this whole area.
What?
Sorry, what do you mean that there's a dog?
what
Like a
then?
real life dog or a synthetic dog?
Yeah, there's just a dog loose. It doesn't mean anything. There's just clearly the dog just loose in here. Maybe it's someone in one of the tugboats. People brought him on, and he just got out. It's not
Yeah.
a big deal. It's just here.
A dog that's as black as the vacuum of space, that's all.
God, that gas must really be leaking in here. We gotta go.
Yeah, I think you guys are hallucinating. We gotta get out of here.
Flea, touch one more thing, I will shoot you straight in the face.
Flea. No more.
Okie dokie.
No one's gonna shoot Flea, but Flea, no more buttons. Okay?
Sure,
I
but
will
we can
shoot
take
Flea.
the other
That's
hand.
something
What about
Bingo.
What
levers?
exactly has Flea done?
So,
What?
and just to be clear here, I hear everyone saying "let's run" as opposed to "let's try and somehow prevent this," which I don't even know if that's an option. But we are not going to engage with the thawing colonists. Is that correct?
No.
Great. I think that's smart. Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
honestly, Benjamin might do the same thing and bring down the blast doors, so no one was here.
I think that's really incredible. You all dart for the exit. Here's the thing. This specific room is like a maze. It's absolutely gigantic here. I think it's hard to say. It's non-linear. I've been running speed checks all night. I'm not normally a speed check guy, but I think that's what we're doing is yet another group speed check.
Oh boy. Okay.
Am I still at disadvantage?
I believe that time has passed, Geetha. But and here's what we'll do. Instead of it being like individual stuff, it's just kind of like the clock at the beginning. If over 50% of you succeed, then it's not bad. Wow.
Man, I'm running so much better with the regular dice. I'm done with this computer.
That sucks.
I maintain no computer dice roll is random. It wants us to do things, so I'm no longer doing that. We're gonna
I'm rolling so well.
In the movie version of this, Whomp. All of these beautiful rows are turning red faster than you can outrun them, as suddenly, like in however these were improperly reactivated, you see some of these pods drop to the ground and shatter. Family members not even awake yet, flopping out like the pits of fruit as they slam into the ground. A lot of them not landing gracefully, arms and limbs breaking at odd angles, faces smashing into glass. The people lowest to the ground, the pods just sort of flop lamely onto the ground. But the ones 8 stories up are having much worse fates. It's awful as... If the evidence ever gets out that you were aboard this ship, there is not a war crime high enough to really pin down what you've done here if it was you to begin with. It is extremely bad, and it is the mayhem of what is happening that leads 3 of you to the reactor room and Geetha to the arboretum. So on a critical success, Geetha, you keep your wits about you. You remember the layout that Benjin accessed, and you're athletic, as we described earlier. Like, for a doctor, it doesn't mean you're not in shape. And so using your training, you dart left, right, left, straight forward, and then there's a weird roundabout before you take the second left, and there you are suddenly as the chaos ends, the airlock closes behind you, and you look up to see a paradise of rows and rows of crops under warm heat lamps, and all around on all sides beautifully scientifically sealed seeds. You've found the vault and the fresh bounty here. It's been so long since you've had a bite of a fresh tomato, probably decades. And I think it's that critical success that distracts you for the moment from being completely separated from your crew, if you even care. How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Keita's grabs a tomato and doesn't notice nobody's with her, and goes, "We found the seeds, guys," and then turns to realize, "Oh, I'm completely alone," and then also, "Oh no, Flea is with Benjin and Danny." And I think I gained some stress.
Okay, great. Yeah, your critical success gains you a little bit of stress. I love that. Yeah, you more than anything, Benjin, she feels safe. Not Benjin, Geetha. Like, for the moment, you just warden to player, you do not detect that you are in danger in this room in any sort of way, even as you realize your friends probably are. And that's true, as all of you hauling ass Scooby-Doo style, like, first one with smashing and it's eventually you wind up in mammoth, just this Leviathan upwards chamber, very Star Wars. Catwalks, rods that just disappear off into nowhere for no damn reason because civic engineers were not made for quality assessing generation ships. And you all wind up suddenly running through a door, the cacophony of the smashing closed off as Benjin, sure enough, you seal the emergency airlocks or bulkheads behind you, and whomp, a huge steel door closes, and you find that all of you are in a sparse catwalk overlooking what must be a 40-story drop down into shadows, and all around you, stretching up, are just crackling electrical, some sort of nuclear generator. I'm a scientist myself, and that's why I'm describing this so well. But you're just in a room that doesn't seem like the one you intended to be.
Shit.
Benjin's afraid of heights and take some stress.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead and take some stress. I love that. I'm about to do something like awful, but I'd love to hear these first reactions.
Benjin drops to the floor and like grips it like on his knees, like hands on the sides to like steady himself.
Not afraid of heights, but I don't like being trapped in necessarily a small space on anything that goes on for seemingly endless amounts of depth. So, nah, not about that. Okay. Benjin, I thought you were going to be leading us to the seeds. This doesn't seem actually, no, this does seem seedy, but not in the right way.
Funny, Danny. It's not
Good
the
one,
time
Danny.
for jokes.
Benjamin's gonna kind of crawl along the floor to like some of the blast doors on the other side, away from the cryopods, to the other side of the catwalk, and do like an R2D2. You have like pull out one of those like little tools to kind of like spin and try and see if you can get this thing open while doing like box breathing, like just trying to remain calm in this space as he tries not to look down into the 40-story drop. Sorry.
Flea,
Cameron,
I want to offer you something.
I was gonna ask a question, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
please.
I know Flea's not the brightest, obviously.
Sure.
Do I think that me opening that one cryopod actually triggered the rest of these opening, or is there something else at play potentially, for my understanding?
You had that critical success in that room, right? Where I awarded it with you spotting a guy, I think. That was you.
Spotting the dog.
Yeah, you don't think those were, like, I think it was a matter of good timing. The timing, in fact, is excellent, but you're pretty sure that's not how cryopods work. Like, there's not a button that just turns them all off on one person's cryopod. That's not something that it would do.
Right.
I do want to
think
offer
Flea
you
is
this.
just currently racking with that. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of jiving with what you're saying here. The amount of violence you just inflicted upon 44,000 people takes you back to when Dr. Geeta found you in the first place, awash in the entrails of what may have been your enemies. It's hard to say, but the number, that's not far off. 44,000 sticks in your mind, and I would love to know from you, Elliot. For Flea, is that number higher or lower than the first one?
I think it is higher, but I think that it is thousands. I think that Flea statistically, like, or stat wise, is like low combat, and I think that is not how Flea always was. I think Flea was once like kind of a weapon dropped into a place and just meant to wipe out like an entire city.
Hannah, Bingen collects themselves. Is starting to realize that this whole thing is tilting sideways, not literally, but metaphorically. Bingen, as you begin to fiddle with the lock that you just sealed instinctually, you look over to the right in this towering room, and there in the shadows, on a catwalk just above you, you hear this sound, an impossible sound, the soft panting. And then just the slightest, most polite, woof, and you look and you see a shaggy dog. A dog with fur as black as space itself, looking down at you, its eyes glistening, a cosmic green. As you look up in the catwalks, you see it, and then as you lock eyes with this thing, its eyes glint into a dazzling red, little stars in the dark amidst the crackling of these energy pylons on the catwalks. Make The plot twist to this whole game is that all of you are just on ecstasy, just rolling on it.
Just tripping from the gas. I failed.
Yeah, I want to bring Danny into this because of course there's a pup up there, and what beautiful eyes it has. Oh, that's the dog they're talking about. Yeah. No reason to bring this up. It doesn't matter. Of course, maybe he needs a good pet. That seems like a good thing for you.
Yes,
Danny,
put in a name. He shall be Stephen.
You think this to yourself as you see you too clock this creature up on the catwalks and its glinting red eyes, and you follow the path of the eyes and see 3 pinpoints of red light on Flea's chest, suddenly kind of coming down from the catwalks as Flea stands open and exposed on the catwalk there. Flea, I'll give you the opportunity to look down and see just 3 pinpoints of laser light on your chest. What would you like to do about it? You are charitably in danger.
I think Flea knows enough to know that is a bad and is going to hit the deck.
Awesome. Go ahead and body save for me here.
Oh, bad. That's a low number. Let's go. That's a fail.
Awesome. let's see here. The sound hits all three of you first. A concussive sort of plump as moving faster than you thought it would is an octopus-like shape, but that's not Bingo. Bingo's hovering pleasantly next to you, Flea, next to your ear, for the moment, when suddenly, flump, both of you are slammed to the deck underneath what appears to be an even bigger octopoid shape. A huge barbed metallic net, wham, pins you to the ground, dagger-like bolas on each end, chunk, 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 pinning you to the deck. You only take, let's see here, this is a non-lethal measure that's been fired at you. And so you take 5 damage as you are whomped to the ground. Also, Bingo also takes 5 damage as this thing pins you painfully to the ground. Just
unclear how much HP Bingo has, but
oh sure, let's say HP like Bingo has 8. I think that's fair, and just 1 wound. Bingo is fragile. Also, if it's helpful, Elliot, in Mothership, pets can do things. Bingo has, I'll give Bingo like a 45 instinct, so you can like ask Bingo to do things normally. I'm just giving this to you in the last 45 minutes of the game, charitably. You're welcome. Yeah. So Bingen, Danny, this happens right between both of you as boom, flop, and suddenly the dog doesn't matter anymore.
Danny, Bingen!
Benjamin immediately thinks that this is some kind of security system thing and is going to try and shut it off. Like, if this is clearly like this watchdog or whatever is part of the security system of the ship, he's not comprehending that this thing is actually here. So he's immediately like trying to hack into it and goes, Danny, get him out of there.
Danny's going to be searching for whatever like shot the thing. Does he see anyone or anything that is like tangible, I guess?
Yes. The dog isn't there, but there's not a shape up on the catwalk.
Danny's gonna shoot at it.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, I think that's great. We are now actually in a combat situation. Although, before we jump into that, I think Flea, do you think you would panic being pinned to the deck by a painful net?
Yeah.
Cool.
100%.
Roll that panic check to see if you flip the hell out. And then, Geetha, we'll come back to you in 2 shakes.
I do. That's a 7, and my stress is 9.
Oh, what did we get here? It should tell you the result of the panic table there. What does it say when you roll?
Oh, I rolled it physically. That's my bad.
Oh, hey, no sweat. I can pull that up for us real quick.
Do we do something if what's the trauma response for an android again?
Don't we panic too?
I mean, like, you could panic if you want to. Like, everybody could make a panic check if you'd like to, but with an android, it's just fear.
Fear is made at disadvantage for my trauma response.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's the main thing here. Pulling up the panic table, which I'm ashamed I just didn't have open, even though that's the name of our show. That's fun. You said you got a 7? This one's a little
7.
weird. Here's what we're going to do. So 7 is nightmares on the panic table. Elliot, Flea gains a new condition. Sleep is now difficult should you survive this mission. We're going to gain a disadvantage on rest saves. And my friends, here at the peak of just this bananas scenario that's happening, I would like to take just a quick bio break because I am weak. How does like a nice 5 minutes sound for everybody? Does that sound good? All right, friends, we'll be right back. Thanks for watching, and we will bring you the exciting conclusion of Serious Business in just a moment. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I pressed a button too quick. We're still waiting on Elliot, but welcome back, everyone. Oh, wow, you were right there the whole time. What are the odds?
I was here. I just didn't have my camera back on.
Oh,
My
that's
goodness.
too funny. Wow, welcome back, everybody. It is really exciting. I just bopped over to check the backer kit, and that backer train is still going. Chugga chugga, oh no. Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, if you haven't, please follow suit in the chat and then check it out. You should probably back Doggy Dog and a number of the other incredible Mothership offerings that are happening. But enough about this. We're in the middle of an adventure, and instead of cutting right to the action, I want to cut to the Arboretum. Geetha. Hey, girl.
Hi.
You look up from your tomato to notice that your colleagues are missing, and you take a little bit of stress. And that's when you hear a quiet, hello?
I turn to see who it is, and I go, "Hi, hey, who are you?"
Hi there, stranger. You hear as a lithe, non-personified android steps free of a row of corn in front of you. Says, well, somebody woke up early. Just a little joke. A little cryosleep joke. Hi, my name is Dawn, and they don't have a face. It's just a clear plastic shield. Somebody went out of their way to make the android otherwise femme presenting as well, but it's not. It's a robot. Anyway, this like chrome and plastic vision steps free of the corn to greet you, holding baskets of fruit at its disposal, as well as like a checklist.
Hello, Dawn. My name's Geetha. I'm a scientist, and I just wanted to see if you had any extra seeds I could study. I haven't seen these before, and would love to study them.
Oh, seeds are my primary directive, and I'm absolutely fond of them, but I do find it a little curious that if you've awoken from your slumber, it should be some time yet before the faithful have opened their eyes. Perhaps you would allow me to escort you back to your cryopod. We can talk about seeds when you're done dreaming.
Oh, Dawn, how about, I don't want to go back to sleep, if I'm being honest. I would just enjoy, maybe before you do that, I could just maybe take a look at some of these seeds.
I
Or
don't see a
fruits.
problem with that. They're right over there, and points you to a wall that, just towers off into the darkness, as many things do here on this generation ship. And you see rows upon rows upon rows upon rows of just every kind of seed there is.
Dawn, thank you so much.
Boggles the
and
mind, doesn't it?
It does. It's that's really, I love science. And I like take out.
That's how Shinu roleplays scientists. You just say, I love science a lot.
Yes. I don't know anything about science. What do you want me to say?
The mitochondria is the powerhouse. Sorry.
I look at Dawn and I'm like, Dawn, are you under warranty by chance? Or
I am a special issue model made by the Church of the Thousand Suns. I will exist as long as this generation ship does.
you're tied to the ship?
Yes.
Oh, that's...
But you would know that. You're one of the faithful. Silly goose.
Yes. Yes, of course. Of course I'd do that.
Dawn
and I'm gonna
boops you on the nose.
I boop her back.
Ow!
silly robot. You're so cute. Why don't you walk with me, Dawn? I'm gonna check out these seeds, and I'll walk over to the seed tower.
Cool.
And I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna take some of these to study while I sleep, if that's cool.
Dawn doesn't have eyes, but even in their voice, you can feel it like those digital would-be eyes narrow as she goes, "Okay, seems fine." As you go up there, and with that, I'm going to cut back to the action as you start to investigate the seeds. Before I do, Geetha, is there anything that you're planning on doing here in the seed vault?
I'm planning on stealing a bunch of seeds to put in my pack, as much as I can carry, basically. So we have the payload at the very least.
Sure, and you
then,
see like means of moving great crates of seeds around and in this room too. Like if you took the time to do so. I don't know if that's of interest to you, but
I think I'm just gonna try and fill as much as I can in like what is carryable on my
Sure.
back.
yeah, that would still be
And,
worth more credits than you've ever seen.
Right. And then is there a way I can try and shut Dawn off using my scientist brain?
Yeah, you want to do that first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Power
like
of
do.
science.
Yeah, it would be a violent act because you would have to like interrupt the like flow of signal. In most androids have controls that emanate from their like central back panel into the spine. I'm a scientist as well. I love science, and so with that though, yeah. So you would basically be attacking this android, and you can do it like with your skills and with advantage because that's what you do. But it would be an act of violence against Dawn.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Don, but I don't really care for androids in that way.
Awesome. Make a combat check for me. You can tack on cybernetics or whatever it is you've got and do it with advantage as you lunge for this absolute sweetheart.
Advantage, and I'll tack on.
For more of this absolutely shitty attitude, watch Dog Eat Dog when it premieres soon to see Chinook play a horrible criminal.
Can I tack on physics to that?
Sure. What else are you working in there? Let's take a look at you.
Math, chemistry, physics, or hyperspace.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? Hand wave it. Let's do physics. That sounds great.
Okay. All right, that's a success. 47.
Awesome. What do you say as you take this sweetheart out?
Hey, Don, maybe it's time for you to go to sleep, you big idiot. And then...
Yeah, as she turns and looks at the seed, suddenly she doesn't say anything at all. Her neck snaps at an odd angle, and the body, all chrome and aluminum and ceramic, just slumps to the ground. Vegetables roll everywhere, and you are alone in this room. Meanwhile... Well done, you. That's really cool. Yes, Elliot, Flea has just been pinned to the deck alongside Bingo, your cybernetic floating octopus friend, and you are pinned badly. It hurts. It is not good. Zach, your badass Marine, your grizzled veteran, has decided to just fire your gun willy-nilly into the shadows. And Hannah, remind me what Benjamin was doing because it was cool.
Benjamin was attempting to get the blast doors back open, but what he was initially doing was when this thing goes off, he was trying to see whether or not this was part of the security system, because he didn't succeed in any of his checks regarding the dog, and therefore can't really comprehend that there's an actual dog or something there. So he thinks that this is a watchdog situation.
Okay.
Like this is some synthetic that the ship has built in to like keep intruders out. So he's searching the system to find something that would like shut this thing down.
Great. I'm gonna say either or as far as like diagnosing. Do you want to mess with security, or do you want to like get this door open again?
I think his immediate reaction is shut down the security system if this is what it is, because that gives them more time.
Amazing. Cool. So intellect check with you with whatever relevant skill that it would be. Elliot, what's Flea doing?
I think Flea is trying to coax Bingo into starting to like eat at some of this net, maybe to get rid of it.
Okay. Yeah.
With his little beak, little octopus beak.
Great. And then Zach, you are making a combat check for me, please.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot at the thing that is there. We will see what happens here. Oh,
Zach,
no.
Yeah, that's bad. That's very bad. I want you to do it with disadvantage to see if it could be worse, because you're just shooting into the shadows. You're not wrong that it's in the vicinity, but I would love for you to wildly fire at this reactor.
Wasn't as bad. Yeah, exactly. Wasn't as bad as the first one. 94 is truly terrible.
That's pretty bad. Oh, yeah. So, wow, just to answer the chat as we go in here, you're in the middle of watching the tail end of an actual play adventure here in an actual play of Mothership RPG, the world's single most electrifying sci-fi horror tabletop role-playing game. It's in celebration of Mothership Month, and there's an incredible series of adventures that are being written for the RPG and published soon. Check out the backer kit. It's going on right now. We're glad you're here. Right now you're watching 4 space pirates unsuccessfully attempt to rob a massive generation ship before it reaches a warp gate in deep space, and it hasn't been going well. It's been going poorly indeed. Let's go with failure first. Let's give you something to roll, Elliot. I think do you want to roll on Bingo's behalf for me? Bingo's actually like weirdly capable for a synthetic floating octopus. So that's you're just roll a with a little like spurt of ink and a nibble from a beak, Bingo starts getting to work on this webbing that has encased you down. If you stay stuck in this stuff, it's going to get much worse for you, I would say. It needs one more push. So Bingo's doing something. What are you doing? Because that can be separate things.
Yeah, is it like stuck into me in any way, or am I just being pinned?
It's imagine like a spider web shaped thing that has like barbs down in it, so it's like pinned into the ground as well as into your body.
Oh, I'm trying to pull the parts that are embedded out.
Okay, yeah, make a strength check for me. Okay. The way I was thinking about it, on 2 successful checks, you get out of there. I'm doing.
Oh no, that's a bad one.
Oh wow. Bingo bursts free from the net as you struggle against it, and you fail to emancipate yourself. Zach, you fire blindly into the shadows of a reactor, and on failure, things get a little bit worse as. What gun are you packing, by the way? Do you know that off the top of your head?
SMG, so it's a small machine gun.
Okay, yeah. So, right. Zach, I have great news. You don't cause a nuclear meltdown. That's not what's happening. But in your quick reaction, you spend the whole clip. As you...
Clip.
Oh my god!
And Danny's had a terrible day, and it's only been 2 hours. Your neck is killing you from the whiplash. This dog looks like it would be a cool hang and keeps evading you, and your teammates are idiots. And now all of this, so you rock and you roll, and whether you hit anything is anyone's guess. As you just into the air.
Ben's doing his best. Okay.
Yeah, and then you got a failure as well, didn't you, Benjen?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Benjen, your stress rises, and stress rises automatically if you're using the app, so you don't have to be adding anything onto that. But you hack into the system, you try like standard overrides, and it works. You turn off something, right? It's just like click on, click off. They've got those switches, and you know how sometimes like the user interface takes a little longer to like show the digital button moving left or right, and so you wind up like toggling something on and off 9 times. Yeah. Click, 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 click. You keep clicking secure override and nothing happens. And that's when you hear a deep rumbling underneath you in the reactor core as you take off the safety releases on the venting process. You're not going to be melting down the ship, but this room suddenly gets 10 degrees hotter instantly as hot steam vents 8 stories down from you and rises up. It's not pleasant. As a very, very polite voice clicks on over the intercom and is like, heat release active. Yeah. It's
a whimper like that too.
I like after every automated voice, there's like a little whimper afterwards.
Yeah,
just a little bit submissive.
For the
Church of a Thousand Suns is saucy.
So how the colonists think that it's like, prepare for boarding.
It's bananas. Yeah.
Yeah, Benjen realizes his mistake very quickly and doesn't say anything. He says, keep firing, keep him off me, and is like just trying to open the doors now.
Awesome. Okay, we're still in combat, and combat it is. And the guesswork finishes, Zach, as clack, 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 clack. You probably got it, whatever it was. And then with the elegance that only certain like reptiles. Okay, I don't know. Is this the right time? One time I was on my honeymoon and I watched. We were in Colombia at this cool little resort, and giant iguanas would show up and like climb on the side of the pool and stuff. And there was this guy whose job was just to grab the iguanas and just yeet them into the ocean. Like that's what his job was, and it was insane because these lizards would just be like. Wah, and like fly off, and then I'd watch them like crawl back onto the beach, but he would just hurl them. But so many of them, like without giving a crap, would suddenly like land on a tree or on a building and just and immediately going back to doing that. And with an equal laissez-faire attitude, a pair of combat boots attached to thick, muscled, padded legs, attached to some sort of thickly armored torso, all covered in a dark red armor, whomp, lands in front of you as an 8-foot-tall person rises to tower looking at each of you. Its face an inscrutable pile of mesh of armor. Its gloves ending in something that almost looks like oven mitts or pincers. And it is holding what it looks like if somebody had made like a net launcher bazooka railgun. It's a preposterous gun. And it lands in front of you. It says, and though that was weird, you make out the word flee as it turns its attention to the guy under the net.
Yes?
Fleur.
Yeah?
Some a little
Sorry, what did
like
you say?
shoulder mounted point. We've seen Predator. If we haven't, go watch it. What are you doing watching this? But if you, there's this little like aiming thing that then bzzz, and once again 3 little red lasers appear on your chest underneath the net flee. It says, I've apprehended you. Yeah, that's what this guy says looking down at you.
Do I know you?
No.
The sassiest bounty hunter I've ever heard.
So why'd you... Hey, pal, could you not shoot me again?
This dialogue, he goes, I'm going to shoot you all up.
Benjamin already.
You sound so nice.
As soon as this guy hits the deck, Benjamin is firing. Like, there's no waiting for him to monologue.
Awesome.
He's
Okay,
like,
great.
So there is a person who's just dropped down from the fucking sky. Ain't no way he's done with this shit. There's gas on one side. There's heat rising.
With your nail gun.
Yeah, with my nail gun.
Awesome. Okay, so we are in combat. Like this like weirdly like upbeat 8-foot-tall weirdo who's talking to you with
Sassy.
chortly sassy boy in his dark red costume here. Someone in the chat goes Bane. He says to you, Flea. So yeah, he muffles something out and you fire. So combat check from you, Hannah, as you level your nail gun. Danny, how are you reacting to this? This is a combat situation, and Elliot, to help you out with combat here in Mothership, or like times of great urgency, there are about 10-second rounds in which you can do roughly 2 little things or 1 really big difficult thing. So
Okay.
Can
so
I argue
Danny
that-
is going to...
let's do
Danny,
Benjamin first.
you go first. Oh, I was just wondering whether or not I could add industrial equipment to this because it is a nail gun.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Danny, what you got?
He is going to just go in for a brute force. We're on the catwalk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to try and push him into the endless abyss.
Awesome. I love that. And then Flea, what are you up to?
I think Flea is still trying to wriggle free, but I think Bingo is going to take his little grenade and try to put it like in like one of the openings of this guy's armor, like the neck opening, maybe. Gonna float up and spit.
I forgot you gave your pet a grenade.
Why'd you do that?
It's called
Why'd you
Kafka's grenade. No, Kafka. Fuck. Chekhov's grenade.
Yeah.
Chekhov's grenade.
Grenade.
Yeah, roll damage, Hannah.
I'm trying to find nail gun on here. Because it
yeah,
was here, but I lost it.
you should be able to just like click the damage thing, and then it like offers you the nail gun.
Oh, yeah.
once you, yeah.
I got it. I got it.
Great. Tell me about that.
I succeeded, critically succeeded, I think, on a 16. And my
Regular
nail gun
success.
only did 2 damage. Regular success, I did 2 damage.
Awesome. And a surprising dash of adrenaline, of certainty, of vigor and vim, you pull out this industrial nail gun, and you shoot these tink tink. They plink off of his armor as uselessly as nails would. Just blum blum. One even like sticks in, but like barely, and he you're horrible, and he flicks that out of there. Yeah, that's right. It's not clear what he's saying, and like for a second, you're not sure if he's like maybe Swedish. It's impossible to pin down. Great. I'll go in the order that I asked everybody, if that's cool. It would make sense that like maybe Flea's since he's pinned down. We'll do 2 things. So Zach, I want you to make a strength check.
Yeah, hang on. I'm actually going to do one thing different. I'm going to try and basically like attach my grapple gun, which I had at the very beginning.
Yeah, your rigging gun, yeah.
My rigging gun to this, like, has he got like a belt that I can just like shove it into?
This dude. Oh wait, you want to like put the gun on him? Not that you don't want to shoot him with it.
Nope, I want to put the gun on him.
It would be a real like finesse. That's unique, unless you had like a really clear way of doing that.
Well, that's what. Is there anything on him that is like, I don't know, like any straps? Has he not got like any straps of like weapons on him at all?
How about this?
Like
Let's say you can close ground with him if you pass a speed check, and we'll go from there. Because Homeboy sees you getting fancy, completely ignores the small man with the nail gun, and he points his ridiculous net gun at you. On a success, the net whips past you as you close ground with him. Yeah, and you using a carabiner or like Velcro or whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, I'll use the safety things, which I had, like the safety coils that I had to.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll attach the gun to it, then fire it like at the wall, and then like activate the grapple thing. Goes zip.
Oh, so you want to just zip line him off into space? Yeah, great. Okay, that begins to happen. Body save?
Oh boy.
This guy's a total badass.
Any hand? Can I add hand-to-hand combat with this?
Yes.
Okay. Oh no, doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, he looks at you with his weird lobstery mitt, and he clacks it, and suddenly blades come out the side as he just backhands you. Your plan is going to work, by the way. However, you take what looks like a series of jagged razors to the face, and it only does 4 damage.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm on
But you have
1
a really
HP.
cool scar now.
Yeah, it rips across your face. Elliot, Flea commands Bingo to deliver the payload. Go ahead and let's make an instinct check to see if Bingo gets the message.
Is instinct me, or is that Bingo's roll again?
It's Bingo's roll, so you're trying to get under a 45. I want you to roll it at no, just flat roll. This is silly.
Flat roll. That's a 35.
Awesome. Describe what happens as he is not killed. That's the only rule I'm going to give you. As suddenly this Batman contraption off into this guy starts to zip backward. Paint the rest of this picture for me.
I think that like while there's this very dramatic hand-to-hand combat happening, we get like a little zoomed in POV of this very nice light floating little space octopus who's just having a really nice time, and then lines up this shot for when this guy's armor gets pulled apart. Just so there's a little hole, and Bingo just goes and spits this little grenade in between the crevice of like the armpit break in his arm, and I think blows this dude's arm off.
Awesome. This mercenary, I will let you know, is part of Wages of Sin, and he showed up on our last AP, but didn't get any screen time, and it's like, I want more of this guy. He is the Lobster, and he is covered head to toe in incredible armor. So I want you to roll damage now for a grenade, which I believe is at least 4d10. Does that sound right? I think yes.
I think it's the frag grenade
Frag
is
grenade,
3d10.
I'm going to do 4 because this is insane.
Cool.
Okay.
And then I'm going to cut back over to you, Geetha, so start thinking.
16 damage.
Awesome. Yeah. You see that the armor just blows off of a pauldron there, just above the table. And because we're getting near the end of this thing, Elliot, I'm gonna let you know this dude has like 30 armor. It's insane. So
Crazy.
You just see armor casings fly everywhere, and he goes, before he can finish that poignant sentence, suddenly he begins to say something, and as he disappears into the darkness. Below you, you are still pinned under the webbing here. Make another strength check for me as you go. And that'll be this round of combat as steam starts to jet up at all of you.
Success.
Awesome. You break free of this net as you rip through, and for the moment have seemed to have subdued the Lobster. Time to get steamed, I would have said. But so he goes off into the darkness. Meanwhile, in the seed vault, you've just kung fu'd a sweet and well-meaning faithful robot. Geetha, what is she up to now?
Do I have comms to the rest of the team up? Is that still a thing we have?
You tell me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I hop on the comms channel. Like, I'm like, hey guys, I have the payload. You guys okay?
We got a situation out here.
On your comms channel, you hear.
I can't understand you. Take the fucking voice modulator off.
Why is he on our comms channel? That's Swedish.
There's
shit.
a guy
can you get
here.
the doors open? Gita, can you get the doors open from your side?
I have the payload. I look back at like Dawn in my bag of seeds. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll try. Meet me back on the ship as soon as you can. If I can't though, and then I hop off comms, and I'm gonna. Is there like a wheelbarrow? Like they said, there's a wheelbarrow, right? Right.
There's like pallet trucks and like little hand truck, like carts and crates.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Wheelbarrow. Let's go for it. Totally, space wheelbarrow.
Or I'll take a pallet truck or something. And could I have my backpack of seeds. Can I take the pallet truck and can I try and take Dawn with me to the ship? Okay, I hop in a pallet truck. I get Dawn onto it. I want Dawn, Danny.
For reasons.
I'm not. No, don't say it like that. I'm gonna drive the pallet truck back to, I guess, back to the ship. Or
Yeah, no checks or anything needed for you. Yeah, like you're fine. Like the fire overrides just last for a little bit. Like the things that Benjamin had been activating on. Like you're not locked out of anything. In fact, as cool. you leave the arboretum with a heavy duffel full of all sorts of seeds. You just as many as you can carry, and then you flop. And when I say like truck, I don't mean like a truck. I mean like a hand truck. You like push the pallet along with it. It's like motorized, so it can lift heavy loads. You flop Dawn on top of that, who lays sprawled out, her neck at the wrong angle because she's a synthetic, that you've totally just borked. And you move through the door. You're feeling good. Honestly, even if you make it back to the ship and the rest of them don't, this has been a good day. The second door opens back to the Cryo Bay, and in front of you are like 15 people covered in sludge, most of them badly mangled, screaming and crawling along the ground as they look at you and they go, oh, horrible cryo gas venting into the air. Also, fear save.
Do I know if it's...
Fuck. Yeah. It's horrifying.
Damn it, I have, like-
You're looking at just a really nasty cryo people soup.
I'm gonna fail. Yeah, I failed.
What a description.
Yeah. You're go ahead and make a panic check for me because this is really bad, Geetha.
I succeed. 16.
Awesome. Yeah, it's unnerving. And what do you want to do about this fleshy barricade of meat and glass and fog and innocent religious colonists?
So I don't know exactly where they went. So I don't know the door that they've went through. Correct?
Actually, no. You got a critical success last time. You would probably be able to pick your way to them once you got inside cryo.
Okay, I'm gonna to just like head up, not ignore all of the bodies on the floor. The noises are what's making me stressed, and I'm just gonna like try and drive towards the their door and like.
And to be clear, they're like obstructing your path. You will have to, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna drive through them then. I'm gonna absolutely drive through them.
Space pirates.
Yeah, I'm just all right. Like I'm gonna have to kill you.
Yeah. These innocent people, most of them families, some of them like clutching their loved ones as you just sort of like push this motorized hand cart over them as people like beg out, crying to their gods, trying to figure out why they've been cursed here inside the caverns of tomorrow, this generation ship. Yeah, and you just hear the crunch of what you hope is glass as you move through
I'm
the
saying, like, you chose the wrong religion. I'm sorry. Should have chose better. That's on you. You chose the wrong one.
Meanwhile, inside the reactor core, you get the sense now that if you do nothing, you're about to take damage from rising steam. It's not going to be good as the reactor begins to vent underneath you even more aggressively. You have done a beautiful thing, Danny, to deal with the lobster, who is now, for the moment, indisposed.
I think I go up to the buttons and I press the cool down button, which I assume is labeled.
I pressed the button
Because I only
but
push
not
labeled buttons.
I pressed the stop.
Flea is as soon as Flea gets even close, I swing back around with a nail gun. I'm like, do not touch this.
The cool down button. You piece of shit.
I pressed the escape button and we're fine. We're all good.
Elliot,
Can I roll?
God is my witness. There is a cooldown button, and this can be there can be a PvP moment here as to whether or not you press it.
Oh, very good, very good, very good. Speed?
Okay, Hannah, you're actively attempting to obstruct him, right?
Yeah, because fuck is there a fucking cooldown?
Here's how we're going to do this, because there's not really like a contested role thing here. You're both going to make speed checks. Let's say you succeed. Whoever is closest to their speed score wins.
Can I add, or it's not worth it to add 10 then on that, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting, yeah. Yeah. Skills may not be your friend here, which is stupid now that I'm thinking about it for me. Dumb call, Cameron.
So we're just rolling, no added skill.
Yeah, this is just...
Close the gap between your skill.
All right, we'll see. Damn it.
Ooh, that's such a good roll.
Of all the times to get a roll like that.
That is so
Brutal.
tough. That's so tough.
That's not
Awesome.
even including like 15 to my hand-to-hand.
So what we're looking at on this end is that they both succeeded. In fact, Benjamin got an amazing score of 4. What is your speed?
4. My speed is 43, and I also I didn't add my 15 to hand-to-hand combat either.
Yeah, you were not throwing hands just yet. And then Elliot, what is your speed score?
40.
Cool, and you got a 20, which is I think very much closer, right? Wait,
people would say it's closer. People would.
Yeah. So, Danny, what are you doing during this?
I want to see. I'm gonna just see what happens. Like
Hold your action. Yeah.
he's gonna look at his work with this lobster and just be like, I too am cold-blooded.
Danny, you look out into the darkness, and you don't see the lobster anywhere. You don't hear him, and you feel pleased. You feel alive. You feel masculine in a certain sort of way, the toxic kind. But right now, some toxins taste good. They feel good.
I get one more hair on my chest, and it feels great.
Yeah, you feel like a single nipple stand on end, and down next to you, the
Just the one.
pink. Yeah, George Clooney batsuit style, and through for just a second, like you could almost feel like a dog licking your hand, just for a second, and you think to yourself, "I'm a good boy."
That's what he thinks. Can I look down? Can I get to see like that's a whoa kind of reaction.
Yeah, sanity save.
Yeah.
This dead
Elliot.
dog.
No. Again, of course. What? Okay, screw you, computer.
Hey, Danny, your stress rises because you are a good boy.
I am.
You're the goodest boy. Isn't that nice? Flea, you mash the cooldown button. The room
Yeah, multiple times, of course.
is flooded with halon gas immediately. And halon's magnificent as it just latches onto everything and immediately deprives like the room of like the oxygen required to like fuel fire. It's not a problem for a synthetic. It is a big problem for two living, breathing space pirates. Body save, both of you, and this is just to like maintain consciousness for another round.
Oh my god.
Boy.
You watch as your two teammates drop to the deck, gasping for air, their eyes bulging out of their heads and turning red. On the next round, they're going to start taking damage, 1d10 damage per round, until they can breathe again. And after 5 rounds, things are going to be really, really bad. The room immediately cools off.
Thanks.
I genuinely think Flea is my most hated character on any API.
Flea is the BBEG. There is no real villain. It's just Flea.
You have this world-ending robot
Not
boy.
help with anything once. He has only caused
Only
damage
cause.
to all of us.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Who brought this guy to the cookout?
This is
What does Flea
fantastic.
do for the crew? What is Flea's role here?
What is your job?
Flea is
My
Gita's
boy.
project.
Oh, you're a Nepo baby.
No,
Yeah,
Gita-
Flea is the Nepo
like,
baby.
So you
I
made
don't
it onto the
understand why Gita
crew.
hates everyone but Flea. When I don't understand. I don't understand this logic. If I make it out of this, I am shooting both of them. That's it. We're done with this crew.
For now,
That's what he is thinking as he is clawing at his like throat, bulging.
you
He's
feel
like,
the
if I
halon
make it-
fill your mouth. It's awful. Yeah, the revenge is all you know. They drop to the deck, SpongeBob SquarePants style,
Do we take
flopping
damage
like
smacking our
fishes.
heads against stuff?
Only if you would like to. If so, roll 1d10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? 1d10?
Yeah.
9.
You take 9
Bad
damage.
idea.
Your armor, you feel your like helmet or whatever crack as you like land. So you take out of that, your hazard suit's now busted, Benjin. You two, so that's 4 damage from you total.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. On the next round, I'll roll the damage of the halon gas as your teammates suffocate. Elliot, I'm gonna cut away from you for just a second as you watch your friends flop.
Sure.
Yeah. Geetha, you mosey like a person stuck in a Costco through just rows and rows of families trying to pull themselves up. Some of them like watching you move by, screaming in languages you can't understand. Some of people saying in English, help us, God damn you," as you just mosey along with an android babe on your cart. What's the goal here?
I'm gonna get to the door that
You're headed to the
they're
ship,
trying-
right?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Hey, Benj, Danny. You guys.
Did you say lobster?
Nita, something
did
bad's
not.
happening in
I
here.
didn't
Something
say
bad's
lobster.
happening.
I didn't. Why is lobster still on? What? Wait, Flea, what's happened?
The heart is a lonely hunter.
The Benjamin and Danny are not doing well with the cooldown. It was getting really hot in here, so I hit the cooldown button, and now they're not breathing.
Did you
I don't
press
know
a,
what
you
to
pressed
do.
a button? You pressed a button.
Yeah, but this one was labeled cooldown. It didn't say don't touch.
Benjamin ran out of
Okay.
duct tape.
Okay. I'm gonna turn my pallet around, and I'm gonna go straight to their door to try and open it.
You are going to go and try and rescue your teammates.
Yep, I'm gonna try and rescue these.
Yeah.
idiots.
Make a speed check at disadvantage, and the disadvantage is because you're mowing back over the like mostly alive people that are like swimming around in the cryo slush, their legs and backs and families broken. As you wheel through this room, it's horrifying. A critical failure.
I hate you, Elliot. I hate you.
Geetha, make a panic check for me, and also
you
tack on
fucking
before you
imbecile.
do. Well, okay. So
Fuck.
wait. No, here's a question for you. So, what is your current stress?
8 or 9, probably 9.
It's 9. So if we had added 3 extra stress on that critical failure prior to this, it would have been at 12. Does that sound right?
Correct.
Awesome, cool. So you fail your panic check, and this is when Mothership really sparkles, because the panic table almost never misses, including here, because you fail your panic check, and you are haunted, Chinook. Geetha is haunted as she gains a new condition. Something starts visiting this character at night, in their dreams, out of the corner of their eye, and soon it will start making demands, and I'm pretty sure it's the amorphous shape of these families riddled with glass and cryo fluid as you crunch back over them. You make it back, by the way, to the other side of their door, but at great emotional and psychological cost.
All right.
Oh.
Flea?
Yeah,
Flea.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Hello? I'm gonna try opening the door. Is the lobster there? Does the lobster know how to open the door?
But he's not right here. I can hit
Okay.
the open button.
Hit the... There was an open button? Flea?
Yeah,
Flea. There was an open button.
there's an open button
And you
right
didn't
here.
press the open button.
Oh, I'm pressing
And
it
you made
now.
me come back. Okay, press the open button.
Okay, pause. So this is insane, and it's great. And just like the cooldown button, there's absolutely a button that says open on this panel, Elliot. I want you to know that. There's a button that says
I'm sure
open on this.
It's gonna do exactly what I want it to. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This is true.
Yeah.
Geetha asks if
we're
the
gonna
lobster is
die.
listening as inside the two of you thrash on the ground. I want both of you to make body saves again.
Cool. Failure. Of course it was.
Failure.
Awesome. Okay, and then you're going to take 6
Whatever,
damage
I'm on
each.
I'm on 1 HP, so...
Great. So this is a wound for you. How about you, Benjin?
I had 4 health left, so I take a wound as well.
Both of you begin to asphyxiate on the ground, your eyes bulging out of your head, very much as the Midnight Tavern in the chat pointed out, like that scene in Total Recall. So, yes, both of you roll on the wounds table. If it's a 9 or a 10, let me know before you press death check. But death is on the line for these two.
What do I click on the wounds?
Is it
table?
gore
Oh, yeah.
and massive, or what is it?
Let's take a look here. I'm gonna go with. We might have to do some loose interpretation here. I'm gonna go with fire and explosives here, just to see what happens. It might not apply.
I rolled
Awesome
a 2.
scar, +1 minimum stress. 1.
You Okay, yeah. And in this case, I think it's the inside of your lungs are forever burned, Bingen. You won't breathe right again, but both of you rolled beautifully. You continue to hurt. So whatever damage you didn't take from that first set, your health resets. This is your first wound, right, Zach?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Yeah, and so Hannah, you have 1 wound left as Bingen. You subtract the remaining damage from your HP as well as use. So both of you are on the ground, still gasping for air. This has damaged your epiglottis, that little flap, Danny, that separates the nasal passage from the throat. And yeah, you'll swallow weird for the rest of your life. Elliot, does Flea want to press the open button?
Did Gita tell me to press the open button? I think she did.
Yeah, Geetha was like, well, what does the open button do? Did you try the open button?
And then I press it.
So you press the open vent button, and sirens start going bwant, 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 as the whole room shakes, and then you see at the far end, like way across the catwalk, starlight as your mag boots activate, chink, pinning you to the floor, at least for the moment, and you feel the suction of space as the airlock opens, venting the reactor into the starry night sky. The bright, bright light of Sirius, the dog star that the ship is passing, filling the room. It is a new dawn for you, and it's one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. As you open the door to space on the inside of the reactor core. Cool, we're at the top of another round, and the first thing I'm going to have both of you do, again, Halon is now the least of your problems, my friends, as you body save yet again, Zach and Hannah.
But we're unconscious.
No, you're still trying to breathe.
Oh, okay.
Cool, critical.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
I love Mothership so much.
Can I add my 0G because I'm used
Yes.
to this?
Oh no, Danny!
Oh my god!
God.
So, for those who can't see, and the reason I pause is because Danny has rolled a critical failure. And I think maybe this is just a matter of distance, because quick as a fish, you are sucked out into the night sky, and yeah, just you cross an incredible amount of distance, 30 yards at least here in this like 10 seconds. Just you are still inside the reactor core. You are not in space. You are hurtling at an incredible speed towards it as you fail to grab on to anything. It is not as bad for you, Bingen, as you snag on the catwalk and are being sucked out into space as well, but you are fully horizontal as this is being pulled. Elliot, have Flea make a strength check for me.
Sure.
And then I'm going to check in with Danny here. Not Danny, with...
That's a 13.
Geetha.
Success.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh my god!
You watch as your colleagues fly towards the vent. Danny whipping through space at an alarming speed. Geetha, on the other side, all you hear is, yeah, I'll press it. I think even you hear the lobster be like, no, what the fuck? As, over the comms that he's now been sharing with all of you.
Oh no. Oh shit. Flea, that didn't work, I assume. Maybe is there a close button? Maybe hit the close button?
Well, okay, I will hit the close button.
No, hold on, what happened?
You cutters, open the damn door.
Well, Flea, what happened?
Can you open the door, Gita?
Did you open a space lock? Is space sucking you all out?
Space is coming.
Why
Space
are
is
you
inside
having
now.
a conversation right now?
Well, I'm not going to open the door if space is sucking everything out. I'm not going to get sucked out until you close the space lock.
I'm hit the close button. There's a close button next to the open button. I hit it.
I'm gonna kill you.
Okay. If you hit the close button, all right, I'm going to open the door. I'm opening the door.
Awesome. Yeah, Shenuk, because of Benjamin's quick thinking earlier, it is sealed. So I just make it like an intellect check. You can use computers or mathematics or whatever it is you're good at. And I will check in with the others. There we go. You failed. Great. It's gonna just take you a second, like one round longer to get that door open. It's working. It's just tricky, if that's okay. So we're gonna play out the rest of this as you press buttons frantically. Great. Elliot, I'm mostly curious about what Flea's doing in this moment.
I think Flea tries to hopelessly grab Danny and/or Benjin as they fly by, and probably to his own detriment.
Yeah, make a I think it's a because of that like successful strength check. Like I think like Flea is like weirdly strong. For a little guy. Go ahead and make just like a speed check with anything you'd like to add to it to grab onto. The only person you would be like in range of grabbing is Benjin.
Can I add 0G?
Absolutely.
Love it. That's a 7. Hot.
Oh,
narrate it.
What the heck? What? This app hates us. I swear.
Mothership has blessed and loved Flea through all of this. There is no point in which
said, "Hey, a horrible bomb of a character, perfect rolls."
The chosen.
Yeah, so
it's gotten so bad.
On the way by.
Please. It just
full
stop.
I grab Benjin, and I think it pulls me like to the very Benjin's like motion pulls me to the very edge of the safety of the catwalk.
Yeah, and your mag boots hold. Benjin, you feel this moron's now 3-fingered hand and thumb wrap around your wrist as it grabs you, and you flop in the wind, but you don't get sucked even further out into space. Did you press the closed door button, Elliot?
Yes. Yes,
awesome.
I did.
Zach, I want you to tell me what's going through your mind.
Am I falling? Like, am I on safe ground now?
You are falling horizontally towards an airlock door. And it is closed fast enough.
Do I have any more grappling guns?
Sorry, one more time. I think the mothership has even started to affect your Wi-Fi.
Oh boy. Is there any more grappling guns on my person?
Just the one you attached to the lobster, sadly.
Good. What's going through my mind as I hurtle towards the lock, which is closing, but is it closing fast enough? Do I think I'm going to die at this point?
You look past your feet, and you look out into the shining void, which is usually dark, but is now filled with light. And the glimmer of the stars that are shining through suddenly look very much like a happy dog's eyes as you see a familiar friend. The whole visage, in fact, is as deep as space and welcoming. Like you feel welcome as you're being sucked that way. And so I don't know if terror is the first thing. However, your body is an instrument of violence and physical capability. You've been through some crazy stuff. You feel like you can maybe like try to like tuck and roll or something to avoid, like, I'm not just going to, like, you can try to, like, body save, I would say, to just finagle your flight in such a way, I would say, is the main thing you can do right now, unless somebody else has some insane idea.
Let me try a body save. Let's try that. I am going to try and finagle my way to at least minimize damage.
And to be completely fair with you, this body save is to make sure that airlock door closes before you and not on you.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's try that.
Yeah. That's an 80.
Oh no.
I'm going to gain a point of stress.
You're going to gain a point of stress?
I don't think that's going to be the worst of your troubles there, bud.
Geetha, you get the door open. As the other door closes, and the first thing you see is a very large set of doors closed on Danny. an automatic wound. Your second of 3. Gore and massive.
Okay. Again, 1 awesome scar.
Zach,
God.
you've
Insane.
evaded death so narrowly. Narrate to me what happens as you do not die.
He is going to remember all of his military training. He's going to remember everything that could possibly save him. And as the doors begin to close, he's going to do the New Yorker subway, like as he like tries like wedges himself between them, and just like braces it as much as he can. The other thing I think, as he's going to fall down, he's going to get his gun and use it as like a like. To try and wedge that and use it as a solid object, and he's just hanging there.
Yeah. The doors slam shut, taking the finest, thinnest sampling of back meat from like just scissoring it, like right there. You feel the splinch even as your suit holds and like puckers out, and it is extremely painful as you just take yet another wound and are now down to your, like, no, not even HP damage. It's just like bam, automatically down again. Your back is on fire. Your neck is killing you. Your throat, you can barely speak because of the halon, which nearly killed you, and you are alive and standing over and like 40-story drop. Wedged with the strength you have left into this ventilation duct, standing over a reactor core that has been abruptly cooled and then vented. So, yeah. Benjin, you flop down into, like, slamming into the side of the catwalk, but Flea's grip holds. And Geetha, how do you respond to all of this? Because this is the second you open the door.
Holy shit! You guys look awful. Get
Benjin.
Danny, get down. Benjin, Flea, let's get the hell out of here.
Benjin shoves Flea, and immediately books it to Danny with the one stem pack that they have.
Booking it to, so Danny is like 40 yards across a vast expanse over a giant drop, Luke Skywalker style. There's not like a catwalk over there.
Right. So there's no way to really comfortably get over.
Not a very obvious one, no. It was not intended for people to be in here when it was vented, I don't think.
That doesn't seem right.
Hmm.
Um.
And
Danny,
if it's helpful here, I'm going to let you know you have exactly one round before things get worse.
Danny, can you get over here?
The pallet truck.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to do his best to like clamber back. Like, is there any way that I can scramble back up to the catwalk to where everyone is? Is there any way I can do that?
Do you? Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to do like an Uncharted, like impossible upper body strength, like just grabbing
Yeah. Well, hang on. They all have grappling guns too. Can they not like throw one down to me?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Benjin's definitely just got some stuff. Maybe he has like rope or something along those lines that he can try and bring down.
Like a setting in one of your grenades you could use.
It's a
Yes, yes, there is.
Yeah. I don't think there's any like magic
If you
solution. Gravity's against you. Yeah. Zach, you could absolutely try and like make a perilous climb. That's totally allowed. Absolutely. It would just be a strength check on your side.
Could we like daisy chain our arms to help?
He's like 40 yards, so he was
Okay.
So.
I mean, yeah. If I can get anything to help, like if I can get a rope or something, find something to help. I don't want to just do like everyone just watching me and then slowly climb up.
Right. You also don't have to go first.
I have a ball gauge wire.
Okay. I'm gonna go like last, and then everyone else can take their turn to see if they can help me and to see what suggestions you have. Rope would be great. A grappling gun even better. And
Geetha,
if nothing else, I will climb up.
I don't want to like feed you ideas, but a 3-way split is a lot bigger than a 4-way split.
No, I'm going back to the to the ship. I open the door. I see the shit that's happened. I got the payload. I have all the stuff we came for. Without this money, we are fucked. I'm gonna deliver this back to the ship, and you guys figure out this. I'm going back to the. You're gonna click the grenade at me.
Like turns the safety off and goes, "You're not going anywhere. We're getting out here all together. You can't just, put your tail between your legs and run off with all the goods."
I climbed up.
In this ship, we go down together.
Hey, Zach. Also, just because, I would love for you to make just a dumb luck D100 for me, please.
57.
Excellent, thank you. I'll come back to you in a little bit. So there's an altercation happening here between Benjin and Geetha. Flea, do you weigh in?
I think Flea is looking to Geeta for instruction.
Okay.
If Geeta says run, Flea will run. If Geeta says help, Flea will help.
I would let's say I did just climb up by myself. I was tired of it, and I finally fucking succeeded.
Oh, you rolled a strength check?
Yep, I just rolled.
I love that. Okay.
Danny's back. Let's all go, please.
Whoa. Hold on one second. So Danny is 40 yards away on top of a catwalk that he, hand over hand. Danny, this is the most perilous climb of your entire life. This is not like, oops, I'm back on the catwalk. This is an impossible. In fact, the strain in your back is like lightning. It is agony as the wound from the airlock spurts blood all over the inside of your suit. You feel your boots fill with your own hot blood, and you are on your last gasp when a red claw-shaped glove extends down from the catwalk, grabs your hand, and pulls you up alley-oop style onto the catwalk. An 8-foot-tall goon looks at you and says, "Pretty cool move with the grappling hook gun. I respect the game from you."
And I respect your
He claps you on the back.
Fantastic.
He falls off.
The lobster communicates with you, and it says, "My quarry lies not with you, but with the small man. You stand aside, and I will allow you to escape with your life." Oh. If you can't understand him, unless you can, please, yeah.
No. I'm saying that the quarry is not me. He wants the small. He wants Flea. Basically, if I stand aside, he'll let me go.
He's the lobster whisperer.
I look at the lobster, and I look at Flea, and I shoot Flea in the leg, and say,
"Yeah, make a combat check for me."
Yeah.
Do we just witness the new dynamic team up of the universe?
No, come on. Dice, I on my real ones. I just got my real ones. I rolled an 8.
I'm so sorry.
My real ones.
I tell you to throw away your dice, but your dice is on the phone. That's horrifying. Hey, yeah, Zach. So, and with what gun? The lobster would gladly offer you this if that's what you.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I missed with the SMG because I'm like, oh, fuck, this is clearly.
Yeah. So I think in your rage, it makes sense that you would just snag this beautiful smart rifle. Yeah, absolutely. Here, I'm just gonna pull up the player's guide as we close here on the end of our game, and look up smart rifle. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna roll 4d10 damage.
Okay. 13.
13 out of 4d10.
1, 2, 3 are 3 of the die that I rolled for damage, and then 7.
Yikes. Yikes, shnikes. 13, you say. Yeah. So you raise. Tell me how you're feeling as you shoot at Flea.
almost like the white hot rage is gone, replaced with pure apathy. He's now just like, get me out of here, except for that one. This one is dead to me, literally. Like, I want nothing to... This needs to go. This is a thing in my life that needs to be removed.
Do you hit Danny? I mean, do you hit Geetha or Binjin?
So I roll. I'm going to roll.
Heads or
I'm going to roll a
tails?
d6.
Yeah.
Roll a d6. Odds is Geetha. Evens is Benjin. It's odd. It's 5, so I hit Geetha, which is honestly fun. Again, like Geetha brought Flea. This makes sense. Let's rip the thing out of this.
Geetha, that
disease
drops
absorbs.
easily your remaining health, if I'm not mistaken.
Easy money. Yeah.
Roll a
much
wound,
total
please.
is that?
Gunshot. You lose all of your health, and you get your
Yeah.
first wound.
I'll
Roll
know what
a
that is.
gunshot wound for us.
Hell yeah. Wound, gunshot. Grazed, knocked down.
Man, y'all are rolling killer wounds. Yeah, so that was 13 damage, right? Yeah, so you had 4 health, so then you subtract 9 damage from your current health. But you're also a badass scientist. You've got a lot of health. Great. Yeah, you're great. So, Fleet, you watch as Geetha drops, grazed by a smart rifle round. The lobster says, as he takes his smart rifle back and begins to take aim again. He has fully welcomed you as an ally, by the way, Danny. I think fear saves from Flea and from Hannah, both at disadvantage because utter betrayal. And yep.
Success on a 75.
Oh my god.
Android,
Yeah,
don't get scared.
failure. Failure on an
To be
89.
fair, he hasn't betrayed anyone else. He just really dead.
Binjin, roll a panic check, and Geetha, roll a panic check.
I rolled a 1.
Incredible. That's the best thing you can roll on the panic table. It tells you what it says, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Read it out loud. Geetha.
I gotta.
On all rolls for the next 2d10 minutes, reduce stress by 1d5.
Let's say it's the next 10 minutes because that's all the time we have left. So reduce your stress by 1d10 or 1d5. And Hannah, what did you get?
I got 13 failure, death wish. For the next 24 hours, whenever encountering a stranger or a known enemy, make a sanity save or immediately attack them.
You look across the gorge at your former ally standing next to this absolutely ridiculous bounty hunter, and your heart fills with rage. Make a sanity save immediately. Flea, how are you reacting to all of this?
I think Flea is freaking the fuck out. I might make a panic roll for Flea.
To Danny's point, Benjamin, I'll give you the option. You can either be angry at Flea or you can be angry at Danny.
I failed my sanity save.
Yeah, so who are you attacking?
How far away is Flea from me?
He is standing right
Pretty
next to you.
close.
Yeah.
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 On the ledge of the catwalk, you might say.
Yeah, right on the ledge.
Yeah, I think I... Okay, I have the grenade in hand, right?
Yeah.
We established that I took this.
You've been holding a grenade, yeah.
Holding the grenade. I think that a gun goes off. Geetha goes
This is
down.
insane. This is easily the weirdest standoff I've ever seen in Mothership.
He sees like what he thought was his partner across the way just fired. Flea's tried to kill them seven distinct times.
I don't know about tried.
think
Tried
that-
the word.
Succeeded in trying to kill them. And I think that I'm gonna roll a dice and see whether or not he pushes it, because it's kind of hard to see whether or not he would just throw it or he would just push Flea and drop the grenade with him. Like, I'm gonna roll.
How about this? Either way, it's a combat check. Like, you can narrate how it goes either way. Yeah.
I'm just gonna figure out what I'm doing first.
Cool.
Roll
I want to check in with
D4.
everyone else because this is probably the last action we'll have in the game. So,
All right, evens. It's Elliot. Odds. It's Zach.
awesome.
Evens. I think that the chaos unfolds, a gunshot goes off, and all she can see is Flea still smiling. Even through all of this. And I think just something snaps in him, and he just shoves. So I'm gonna make a combat check. Let's go. And I have hand-to-hand combat as a thing that I can do.
Sure.
So we're gonna roll stat. We're gonna do combat, hand-to-hand, roll. And we fail! We got a 64. 59 was my thing. I got a 64. So
Elliot?
I still have the grenade in hand.
Yeah. Please keep going.
And do you want to take it from here, Elliot, or should I?
I have a thought unless you've got something in mind.
I think that I successfully managed to push Flea off, but I think I trip and I fall with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the grenade goes off.
I was gonna say, are any of the buttons on the grenade labeled?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is canonical. We said this at the beginning of the episode.
We did.
I think
can-
Flea
if
hits
you
the
remember,
first
there was a
button he
age group-
sees while we're falling.
Can I roll to see what it would be? Like whether or
Yeah.
not it's like something really terrible like confetti or it like a gas
I know what
bomb.
I know what the yeah, it absolutely is. Zach, Danny and Geetha stand worlds apart. Zach, you stand next to an 8-foot tall, just monstrosity of a person who seems to be very pleased with your performance, all things considered. And you watch as the only crewmate you even like half liked tackles the sadistic, smiling android who doesn't seem to know any better off the ledge. Both of them flying. And then, in a magical detonation, poof, confetti, and just like the slightest little like sound of like doo 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 from a like poof, as they just drop into the gorge and are no more, exploding in a colorful, beautiful ball of fire. How do you and Geetha react?
I tap the lobster on the shoulder, and say, "This one brought Flea and helped with all the helped raise Flea. Like this is Flea's ward. Like Flea was this one's ward. Can I go?"
The lobster like is stunned at this insane display and goes, "No, back way!" and then turns to look at you and says, "You're back well. You're back well. The hunt is on once more." And looks across the gorge at Geetha, and then Geetha, to your horror, the lobster disappears out of sight.
Cool. I'm gonna close the door and hit the open button for the vent to open up the close valve. And I go, "Hey, go fuck yourself, Danny."
Can I get one more shot off before that happens?
Absolutely.
I still have the gun, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more shot. Come on, I swear to God.
Oh, crime never pays.
Oh, he gets a success with the massive gun.
Yeah. Roll for damage, please. That's 4d10.
4d10s. Yeah, okay. This is ludicrous.
What a perfect way to end this session.
Yeah, a 21.
Geetha,
I'm dead.
Roll your death. Well, yeah. No, Geetha, explain how this looks.
I like hit the close button and then the open vent door, and I'm like flipping off Danny. It's like, "Go fuck yourself." And then as I say like the fuck, I like headshot right through the head.
And this gun is serious. Like the first one grazed you, but it's enough to take out a car.
And Men in Black, like
You-
bam.
You paint the inside of the hallway as the door shuts in front of you. Just Dr. Geetha is no more. Just as the vent opened behind you, and the lobster looks down at you, Zach, and says, "Well, this might as well happen." And both of you get sucked out into space. Crime is a serious business. And in perhaps the most insane heist maneuver I've ever seen in a Mothership RPG, all of you find a horrifying end just outside of the Caverns of Tomorrow, a Generation ship. Any last thoughts from you, Danny, as you whirl into space?
He's gonna giggle at the last thing that he did before leaving the ship, which he looks back at as he flies out at his own, like at the ship, which nearly like completely ripped him in half, as it's so much stuff is all over it, but amongst all the scratchings out is just asteroid with the ass underlined.
Really good.
The lobster whirls out into space, looks at the wanton destruction, activates a little tiny jetpack on the back of his bulky armor, and disappears just as the Caverns of Tomorrow arrives at the Warp Transit Authority, and police vehicles, all of these different things start to surround this generation ship, the damage apparent from the outside, and an absolute catastrophe on the inside. This is the end of our game. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations, all of you died. Whew. How do we feel?
None of us died. We all killed each other.
Yeah, I didn't think that would happen.
Famed PvP game, Mothership.
Well.
We all killed each other. It was very good.
This is the first one that I've played where like a player is unaware that they are the BBEG, and with their blessed rolls and true oblivion simply mow down the rest of the cast.
Look,
yes.
Cameron, you can hide the blame with me, but you said yes every time.
People label buttons. That's a key feature of space.
The key feature of space is labeling buttons.
Wow. If you're watching all the way in, I think the backer kit's still running. Back dog eat dog for more. Oh wow, we just passed 33K, so thanks for doing that. This train, it makes hay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. And hey, to each of you, thanks for being here. If you're not up to date with Many-Sided Media, they have got some crazy stuff going on. Tune into their shows like Talk of the Table, where Brian Flaherty and Elliot basically dictate who's doing anything worth doing in the tabletop RPG space. They're kingmakers, I tell you, kingmakers. They have amazing shows like My First Dungeon, where they take incredible hot hits like the Wild Sea and make best in class audio dramas out of them, real actual plays, and they're incredible. And just look at Chinook. Just wow, bask in it. I think that's part of it.
Just look at him.
Yeah.
Hannah plays D&D. You can find her everywhere under that name. Hannah does amazing Dungeons and Dragons things, and Zach William Smith reads erotica out loud for money. The other things are true too, and he's a talented actual play performer and fiance of Hannah Plays D&D. But
I went
yeah,
to
please.
acting school.
But with not joking,
No,
you can find Zach's incredible voice across a number of audiobooks, some of which are just racier than others.
Yeah, there's a couple that are genuinely just very, very smutty. I've YA fantasy all over Audible mainly, and you know I've it doesn't matter. I do this as well. This is fun, I guess. I don't know. I guess all I'm used for is my voice.
Did I miss anything cool that y'all want to tout here on the stream before we go? I'm sure I did, but if not,
Check out Doggy Dog. It's coming soon.
Check
Yeah,
out Doggy
we're in it.
Dog.
Please.
Hey, yeah,
Check out the trailer.
And if you
Check out
have
the
a
trailer.
chance, investigate games by More Blueberries. Elliot designs just the most thoughtful, most troubling little slices of joy. Especially his latest hit, the Time We Have. Yeah. Wow. Really makes you think. My friends, I've very much enjoyed this absolute, like, nearly postmodern display of violence in space. Thank you for taking the time. I enjoy each of you in like equal but distinct ways, much like a foster parent or like a high school principal would. But
Well, as we've already
The
established,
theater
we are
teacher
the
that's a
two
little
gay-
too involved.
We are the
Nice.
two gay dads to our little boy Hannah. So
oh,
it's- yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, true. While we were on the way to this, I don't know why this is a weird anecdote, but we were all driving up to PAX, and then we were stopped at a gas station. And Hannah was bundled up in her hoodie and like everything. She just looked like a little lad. And then me and Cameron are significantly taller and bigger than she. So
we
it
did
was
look
just
like
a
her dads. Yeah.
Yeah.
As we took. You want a taquito, little guy?
Yeah,
That was
very
Not again.
Wow. On that,
Anyway.
Zach, in response to your audiobooks, Jonathan Shadowraven says, "I went to Juilliard, damn it!" And with that, we'll end tonight's incredible performance. Thank you so much for joining us, and friends, thanks for being here. Good night and good luck.